K-State wearing the white tops and the silver pants. Here we go with the Big 12 championship game. This will be Malik Knowles, and he will bring it out 3 yards deep. He's at the 10, got a block at the 20 to the 25, and he'll be pulled down at around the 28-yard line. Nice return, 3 yards deep to the 28 for Malik Knowles, one of the best in the Big 12 this year.
Talking about Matt's point, you know, Oklahoma and Texas are moving on after a couple more years in the Big 12, and they're not here in a championship game. Oh, White, they weren't here last year. It was Baylor and Oklahoma State, a couple of other teams who are staying. So 2 years in a row, you got other teams, and the Cats running out there with their white jerseys. Every one of the 4 Big 12 championship games K-State has played, they've worn white jerseys.
2 receivers to the near side left and 2 to the right, including Ben Sennett in the slot. Kansas State with the ball at the 28. Howard is in the pistol. Deuce Vaughn, the running back, and Deuce will get the call on first down. Breaks a tackle to the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 4 on first down for Kansas State. So Deuce Vaughn, who had another terrific year for the Wildcats, the stop from Mark Perry. K-State right back at him here on second down. There's the snap. Deuce will go again. Angles to his left, and he's thrown down for a loss back at the 30-yard line. So it's a little bit of a loss on the play, and K-State will be faced with third down. They need the 38-yard line for a 1st and 10.
Shadrack Banks in the ball game. Wyatt made a nice tackle, the Texas A&M transfer. So it's K-State who has 3rd and long to start the game.
So with Banks in the game, that means Winters, Hodge, and Banks, and no Johnny Hodges, at least to start. 3rd and 8 Wildcats from their own 30. And in the pistol is Will Howard. Vaughn this time to his left. Wideouts left and right. There's the snap. Back to throw Howard. A little bit of pressure. He fires to the far sideline and has it on the sideline. And a catch is made right near the sticks at the 38 by Phillip Brooks. That is some kind of throw and catch right there.
Throwing from the left hash mark all the way to the right side right before he steps out of bounds. Throwing it over linebacker D. Winters, a dangerous player. Great throw by Will Howard as K-State's offensive line did an awesome job giving him time to throw.
Beautifully done. Kansas State will get 8, needing 8 on third down. Howard has him right back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the short side. Sennett in motion, now retreats back to the right. They sling it to the far side. The catch is made, and maybe a loss of a yard on this play. The catch was made by Cade Warner, and he is hit very hard and very quickly by D. Winters, a really good pursuing linebacker.
He is really good, and the tackling on the edges is what TCU is different about than other teams, Wyatt. Their cornerbacks come up and tackle with force. K-State and TCU the best at doing that, so it's going to be hard to beat them on the edge very often.
2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. There's the snap. There's a running play to the left side, and across the 40 out to about the 42.5-yard line is Deuce Vaughn. He's upended there. K-State will be looking at a big third down here as Winters makes a 2nd consecutive stop at his strong side linebacker position. He had 6 tackles a week ago in their big win against Iowa State.
And a 2nd big third down of the ball game. Will TCU bring a blitz this time? Last time they only rushed 4 guys.
3rd and 6 Wildcats from their own 42. Ball between the hash marks as they move it here from right to left. Early stages of the game and no score. There's the snap to Howard. Looking near side, and it's wide of the target, Malik Knowles. Malik kind of went inside towards the numbers. The throw to the sideline, and it's incomplete. And K-State will have to punt the football on 4th down and 6 yards to go.
Chris Kleiman said, hey, Josh Newton, first team All Big 12, held on to Malik Knowles so he could not cut out, grabbed his jersey, but the ball was a couple of feet away from him, no call, so K-State has to punt on the first possession.
Tay Barber is back deep to receive this punt from Ty Zentner, who was 2nd team All Big 12 this year. It's 4th and 6, no score, 12:08 to go in the first. Perfect snap from Randon Plattner, and the kick is away. High kick all the way back to about the 3-yard line as Darius Davis breaks a tackle and then is corralled at about the 8-yard line. TCU will start there, 1st down and 10. Awfully good coverage for the Cats. TCU will have it when we come back. It will be 1st and 10 TCU at their own 8-yard line here on the near right hash.
You see how Darius Davis' confidence is built. He caught the ball at the 3 and said, I want to return this thing. K-State tackling him at the 8, forces TCU to start back up.
Single setback and a good one, and Kendre Miller trips to the short side right, wide receiver to the left. Duggan hands it off. This is Kendre Miller, and he will move forward across the 10 and they'll mark him with a knee down right at about that spot. So a short gain of a couple. Eli Huggins, the Wildcats' starting nose guard, is the tackler.
Got to have a lot of guys get there. First guy, Josh Hayes, took multiple people. He fell forward. He's going to be hard to tackle all day long.
Second down and 8 yards to go from the 10 from the right hash mark. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Back to throw is Duggan. Decent protection. Trying for the home run ball. Has a man out there. That ball is caught by Johnston at midfield. He'll take it into Wildcat territory and down to about the 37-yard line. Quentin Johnston with his 50th catch of the year, and boy, is it a big one. He beat Julius Prince on that play.
Perfect throw by Max Duggan from the right hash. K-State brought a blitz. TCU picked it up. Right as he's getting hit, he threw the ball upfield and at the 45-yard line delivered it in stride along the left sideline to a star receiver against Julius Prince.
Big time gain there for TCU. First down and 10. Here's Kendre Miller trying to get wide left, and he will not get by Julius Prince. He's tackled at the 34. That pass play good for 53 yards, and the tackler B.J. Payne that time from the secondary on Kendre Miller. So a gain on the play of 3, second down and 7. No score. We're at 10:40 and counting. Time remaining in the opening period. Beautiful AT&T Stadium. This is such a great venue for college football.
That's the 18th play of 50 yards or more by TCU this year. They're as good as anybody but Tennessee in this country.
Two wides left and right. Duggan is in the pistol. There's the snap to him. Looking all the way left and now into the middle. Has Johnston at the 30, and he's cut down just inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. His second catch of the day. Daniel Green, linebacker, was the man who brought him to the turf. Duggan had plenty of time to throw there.
And that throw was short to his receiver. He can go deep, he can go short. He is ready for the pros.
Set to go, back to the line of scrimmage. TCU has 3rd and 2 from the 29-yard line. Big play here for both clubs. No score in the first. There's the snap. Duggan looks left, throws right, has a man out there. The ball is caught and then dropped. Wow, that was close. Having a shot at it, Savion Williams. He couldn't bring it in. Echo Boydo in coverage.
It ended up being a back shoulder throw because the ball was thrown very high. Left hash mark all the way down the right sideline. This time Echo Boydo was there, but the receiver turned. He could have caught it wide. He had it right in his hands, and he looked to the sideline before he pulled it in. Ball drops. TCU does not send the field goal team out. They're going for 4th down.
4th down and 2 with the ball at the 29-yard line, far left hash. Single setback is Amari DiMercato. We see him for the first time. There's the snap. Duggan wants to shoot it down the middle and has his man inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. And a catch here for Jacorius Spivey, the senior from Monroe, Louisiana.
Transfer from Mississippi State. Why, we didn't even mention him. I told you they had multiple wide receivers, and that was a tough catch over the middle of the linebacker area. Max Duggan threw it to his side, and he had to reach over and catch it. Gets the job done. TCU converts on 4th down just barely. Moore almost knocked it down.
So on a 4th and 2, they get the first down at the 25. They have a 53-yard pass play in this drive so far. No score, but threatening, and near the red zone is TCU. Back to throw is Duggan. Out of the pocket, he'll take off and run. He is at the 25 and collared down at about the 25 or 6-yard line, and the TCU fans wanting a horse collar, but I do not see a flag anywhere.
He grabbed him by the side, not the back. It's the nameplate on back that causes that penalty, Wyatt. When he scrambled to the right, Josh Hayes came up and grabbed the left shoulder in the front of his shoulder pads and ripped him to the ground. Nice tackle.
Absolutely.
No face mask in there.
And no gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Duggan looking at Kevin Marr, the referee, as he flipped him that football and was hoping for a penalty, but none coming.
He doesn't really look to scramble that much anymore, Wyatt.
Trips to the right side, short side. And here's a handoff, and this is to the left side. Kendre Miller will take it only to the 19 for a yard, and it brings up 3rd down and 9 yards to go. And a sideline update with Matt, courtesy of Oldie C.
You can keep this offense in 3rd and long. It could pay dividends. Kansas State doing a lot of subbing. Jalen Pickles already been in. Robert Hentz has already been in. Now here's Felix Andy-Dike Uzama that's come back on the field, guys. K-State trying to keep as many people fresh as possible. That's from the Oldie Seed sidelines.
8 plays, 68 yards on the drive, 53 of them on one throw to Quentin Johnston. And now here is a monster play early with 7:45 to go in the first. 3rd and 9 for TCU in K-State territory. There's the snap. Duggan under a little bit of pressure, fires high, but it's up into the air and caught at the 14-yard line And that will be a TCU first down. Boy, they just have so many guys, and that is a first down.
That's their tight end, Jared Wiley, transfer
Yes,
from Texas. He really hurt K-State in the first game, Wyatt. 5 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown. And while the quarterback was being hit, he threw the ball high, right over the middle, and his tight end went up. Their ability to have so many weapons across the field is really hard to stop.
Wiley gets 11, and another first down for TCU. They're third in the drive, and they'll have it 1st and 10 inside the Wildcat 15-yard line. Duggan wants to throw, looking and fires, and it's incomplete. Or did he catch it? Wiley, I think, maybe did catch this ball at the 10-yard line.
He fell down, Wyatt. He slipped and fell on his back, but the ball was thrown low, and he caught it right at his head level. What an amazing catch. That could have been a dangerous situation. Sitting on the ground, he reached up, Wyatt, and grabbed the ball. Wiley showing glue hands here early for TCU.
Austin Moore right there to make sure he's down. 2nd and 7 now, after a gain of 3 by Wiley with his second catch. Duggan from the right hash. He will run the football to the right side. He's to the 5 and stretches out for maybe a little bit more than that. We'll see there where they mark him. I think they're going to mark him at the 4-yard line, and it is close to a first down, but just a little bit short.
Echo Boydo did a good job of getting there late, but they turned the corner, got close. This will be less than a yard to go on this 3rd down play.
So TCU threatening here with a very, very good drive. 11 plays and 88 yards, no score, and we're already under 6 minutes to go in the opening period. It's 3rd and 1 from the 4-yard line. The center, Ilan Ali, the transfer from SMU, with that football in his right hand. There's the snap to Duggan. Now they stop the play.
Timeout, TCU, I believe.
Here's Kevin Marr. I think he says, okay.
TCU has called their first timeout.
This is quite a drive by TCU. 11 plays, 88 yards to this point. Wildcats got 15 yards and a first down in their first drive, but boy, you look at this drive, Stan, they have made things happen. Big plays, the 53-yard pass play to Quentin Johnson, but they've also been good on that 3rd and medium, and they've just moved it right down the field.
They have not been able to run the ball against K-State to hurt the Wildcats, but boy, the passing has been so efficient with Max Duggan completing 3rd and 4th down passes to multitudes of guys. Yeah, you know about Quentin Johnson, but have you studied Jared Wiley, the tight end? Have you spent a lot of time with Jacoria Spivey? Well, those guys are threats as well. But if you can hold them to a field goal here, Wyatt, it would be a big deal.
2 receivers to the far side left, 2 men in the backfield now. There's the snap to Duggan. He'll run to the right, gets a block, and he'll take it down to about the 1-yard line. He's right at the 1, and that will make it pretty difficult for the Cats to hold him out here. It's 1st and goal, just inside the 2.
He didn't need much to get a first down, so he's big and powerful, runs over to the right side, but Wyatt to get squeezed right here. Will they try to run the ball up the middle? Can you knock the ball away? You just cannot give up and say, let's try to make a play here.
Ball closer to the 1, but they're calling it 1st and goal at the 2. Duggan has them up to the line of scrimmage. K-State will be allowed to substitute here, and here comes
they're putting a bunch of big guys in, and they're trying to stress them on the play clock.
Uso Sayamalo into the ball game.
TCU had to call timeout.
They didn't like it, but they had to call timeout.
TCU, their 2nd of the half, 30-second timeout.
But we've seen it all year long in the Big 12.
Yeah, and K-State's been leading the way, right? If the opponent on offense subs, then you can sub. And with your team being no closer than 30 yards away from the goal line, Wyatt, when you start running those guys out there, they don't have to go slow. It takes a long time to get down there. Now, is it costing TCU to lose 5 yards? No, because they used a timeout. But it allows K-State to at least strategically do what they can.
Well, looking to freshen up your Wildcat wardrobe? Check out Authentic Brand. The original designs and premium quality pieces are just what you need to look your best on game days and every day for that matter. Shop Wildcat gear at authentic-brand.com.
The one thing about this drive, it's been excellent for TCU, but they forced Max Duggan to run, and he's taken some big hits. That could wear him down over time, Wyatt. He's been more of a pocket passer. We've seen how great he has done today, but will it wear on him getting hit, and will they expose him here at the goal line?
1st and goal at the 2, the official call. There's the snap to Duggan, fakes to the back, throws near side. It is caught, touchdown. That is Tay Barber. First points of the day belong to the Horned Frogs of TCU on a 13-play touchdown drive.
They are so efficient in the passing game. Tay Barber, in his 5th year of eligibility, was along the right side, and Max Duggan said, let me just throw the ball down. He was the outside receiver. He just came in and then pivoted. After he went in motion, he went right back out, caught the ball at the 1-yard line, dove into the end zone. There's nothing a defense can do when a ball's thrown that accurately right at his shoulder. He has his 4th receiving touchdown of the year. TCU has the first score of the game.
Frogs will try to add on the extra point. And there's the kick on the way, and it is good right down the middle for Griffin Kell. This will send us to break with the Cats down 7-0. 5 minutes to go in the first. K-State football presented by Kansas Farm Bureau. Save money on things you use every day with your Kansas Farm Bureau membership. Learn more at kfb.org. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.
K-State, you got to get ready to score when you're playing these Horned Frogs.
These Frogs are averaging over 40 points a game. Led the league at 41.3. And if you think, okay, their non-conference wasn't all that tough, well, they averaged 39-7 in league play, and this one squirted down the middle into the far side. K-State will field it at about the 3 or 4 yard line, and here comes the return for Malik Knowles, and he'll take it across the 20. They'll mark him very near the 25-yard line, and K-State will start there. As we remind you, our first quarter is presented by Kansas Farm Bureau. Kansans are enjoying significant savings on nationwide health care coverage with Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.org. Shadrick Banks made the stop.
K-State can win this game, Wyatt, but let's look at what the hurdle is. This team was undefeated 12-0, the first Big 12 team to do that since 2009 Texas, and they are on fire. They scored 62 points and won 62-14 against Iowa State last week, their largest margin of victory in a conference game since 2014. So you're playing a good, hot TCU team.
From the 20-yard line is where they mark it. Here's Deuce Vaughn running to the right side, and he will only get about 2 to the 22-yard line, running all the way to the far side, just right at the numbers. And the tackler is Travius Hodges Tomlinson from that corner position. Beebe out there blocking in front of him, but only 2 yards for K-State.
It took K-State a while to hit their blocks. They tried to get over the right side. Remember, I talked about the cornerbacks, Wyatt. Their ability to tackle at the line of scrimmage with physicality is better than everybody but K-State.
Wildcats send a man in motion towards the formation. That's Phillip Brooks. 2nd down and 8. Here's Will Howard to throw. Will looking, still looking, steps up into the pocket and throws it deep and has a man out there, but it's overthrown and incomplete at the 33-yard line for Phillip Brooks, and he was pretty well covered. Mark Perry was the main guy there, the safety for TCU.
Perry got over there, the transfer from Colorado. He was trying to knock the ball away loose, but the man-to-man coverage, Josh Newton has turned into a better player, and TCU has started to rely more and more with Joe Gillespie, the coordinator, on tight man-to-man coverage on the outside. That post pattern was guarded well.
Big call here for the Cats. 3rd and 8 at their own 22. Their defense was on the field for a long time on that touchdown drive a moment ago. Cats need a first down. Here's Howard with the ball, looking right, now left, throws left, incomplete at the 30-yard line for Cade Warner. And very, very good TCU coverage again from the corner, and that's Josh Newton. Boy, can he play.
They chose to only rush 3. They knew they weren't going to get any pressure on the quarterback, Wyatt, but they dropped 8 into coverage, and guess who's there again? Josh Newton, that cornerback, knocking the ball away from Cade Warner. So K-State's forced to punt for the 2nd straight possession.
Tay Barber is back at his 28-yard line awaiting the punt, the 2nd of the day for Ty Zentner. Had a 72-yarder last week against Kansas. A career high for him. This one is a pretty good kick. This one will bounce at about the 36-yard line. Bounces towards the TCU way of things, and Bowman will down it there at the 39-yard line. So with 3:56 to go in the first, TCU will get the ball for a 2nd time, and they lead the Wildcats 7-0.
Now, this is a big drive right here, Wyatt.
Amen.
They have been good getting ahead early or late. It doesn't matter for TCU, but for the Wildcats, it's made a big difference when they've scored first. They have won every one of the games this year, 8-0, and 1-3 if not. You do not want to get TCU into a 2-score lead right here.
So Duggan, who started 6 of 7 for 77 yards and a touchdown on the first drive, goes back to work. 1st down and 10 here at the 39-yard line, and here is Miller trying to get outside, and he does, to midfield, 40, and bumped out of bounds at the Wildcat 40-yard line. Kendre Miller. Boy, he was a handful in Fort Worth, a handful there, a first down. Drake Cheatham runs him out of bounds.
It looked like K-State had everything stopped up the middle, and he just kept working his way down the line to the left. And then Quentin Johnston made a super block. The wide receiver logged in Brents, the K-State outside cornerback, and that meant they could turn the corner up the left side.
21 yards on the run by Kendre Miller to the Wildcat 40. Here's Miller again straight ahead, and he is hit hard, but he'll take it to the 37-yard line for 3. The Wildcat tackler is Felix Anudike-Uzama.
Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year voted by the coaches. K-State's done a pretty good job of keeping him from getting yards up the middle. Now, he turned the corner and did a good job a second ago, but it's been the passing game that has allowed TCU to really get after it. Coming in the game as an extra defensive back is Jacob Parrish.
2nd and 7 from the Wildcat 37 for the Frogs, wearing the black tops and the purple bottoms today, moving from left to right with a 7-0 first quarter lead. Here's one to the far side. It's incomplete. And that's good coverage by Jacob Parrish, the freshman. The intended receiver was Darius Davis.
Yeah, first time that they really stressed quarterback Max Duggan from any opportunity to throw the ball incomplete. So he smartly threw it to the outside, took the incompletion. Here you go. There were a ton of 3rd and even a 4th down on the first drive of the game that TCU converted. Here's 3rd and 7. K-State needs to win this battle.
They need the Wildcat 30. They're at the 37 on 3rd down. 7-0 Frogs, 2:42 to go in the opening frame. DeMercado back in as the running back. Johnston goes wide to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Duggan to throw. He's firing for the home run and has a man out there, and that ball is nearly picked off by Echo Boydo. The intended receiver was Jordan Hudson, a young freshman who they really love. Just 7 catches on the year, but K-State breaks it up, and it will be 4th down.
K-State brought the heat, and so he threw the ball up for grabs to a very big receiver, but an inexperienced one. He did not play the ball very well. The Wildcats' Echo Boydo was able to knock the ball away just barely.
Boydo may be hurt.
And Echo Boydo may have come up injured on the play, Wyatt, down at the goal line.
Looked like he came down really strange on his right shoulder. Here's an Oldie Seed sideline update with Matt.
Yeah, you know when you see a wide receiver, somebody dive for a ball and their arms are outstretched, that you can dislocate a shoulder very quickly. You can do a lot of damage, and that's what happened there. Echo was lucky a flag wasn't thrown because he didn't turn around, but his right shoulder is what's giving him problems right now as the K-State medical team surrounds him. Matt Thomason, Mindy Hoffman and company, but that's the injury, guys, the right shoulder. They've got him seated. They'll try and get him up, but again, tough play. K-State fortunate, 1, that it's incomplete. Again, 2, there's no flag, but we'll keep you updated here from the Oldie Seed sidelines as it pertains to Echo Boydo. Wyatt.
Well, he's just had a heck of a year, Stan. There's no doubt. You just cannot afford to lose him in this game.
Yeah, he started every game for the Wildcats. He's been good. He raised his arm up to knock the ball away from the receiver, and his arm was outstretched when he came falling to the ground. And when he hit his elbow, his arm was outstretched, and that put his shoulder in a bad situation. All that body weight, 2 guys falling, and ends up being an injury. We'll see if he can come back right now. And TCU looks like they're going to try to go up by 2 scores with the field goal. Last week, their kicker kicked the longest kick of the year, 54 yards against Iowa State. He's only missed 1 this year. Indoors, he might be able to make it from 55. But here you go, a big kick for the TCU Horned Frogs.
He's 14 of 15 this year. They line this one up right near the 45. So a 55-yard drive from the far hash. Here's the kick. He's got a good leg. This one spinning towards the goal, and it is no good. Boy, he gave it a great shot, did Griffin Kell, but he missed it from 55.
Only his 2nd miss of the year. K-State still within 7.
That's a big miss. And Stan, I'm telling you, he kicked the dog out of that. It was just a little bit short. Wow, that was a heck of an effort.
Now, last week he hit his best one, but no wind in here. We're
Nope.
in a dome, just off a little bit to the left. And K-State, even though TCU's got into K-State territory twice, Wyatt gets the football with good field position, the best of the day, down by 1 score.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to go here. Let's go and get after him now. 1st and 10 at the 37. Will Howard so far 2 of 5 for just 8 yards, but in limited action. There's the snap. Here's the handoff on the stretch to Malik, and he got a block. He's at the 45-yard line. And that's a nice gain on the play of about 8 for the Wildcats there on the stretch play from Malik Knowles. That's his 6th rush of the year.
And last week he had 3 great runs, 2 touchdowns. Trying to get a block out front. Deuce Vaughn this time did not get a good block, but still Malik Knowles just shows enough speed to get a good first down play. The best of the day for the Wildcats.
Millard Bradford, the tackler for the TCU Horned Frogs. He's their nickel back. There's the fake to the back. Howard wants to throw. Lobs it far side. Has Knowles, and he'll catch the ball at the 15-yard line and slides out of bounds right there. They rule it a catch. Working defensively there for the Frogs is Josh Newton, and he got beat. He's a good one, but the Cats got him right there. It's a first down at the 15-yard line.
Well, he was only a half step behind on a post flag, and what a great throw from the left hash to the right sideline, deep downfield. Hit him right on the number 4. What a great throw by the Wildcats, Will Howard.
Will Howard to Malik Knowles. 40 yards on the button. First down at the 15. Cats trying to tie the game now. Here's the swing pass, and it's caught, and on the sideline only a gain of about 1.5 yards or 2 for Phillip Brooks. They'll mark him at the 13-yard line. This trip into the red zone brought to you by the team on top in Case IH. Visit caseih.com/Wildcats or visit Bruna Implement in Clay Center and Washington. The stop coming there from Bud Clark, the safety. Wildcats trailing 7-0. 1:10 to go in the first, but in the red zone and driving. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 13. 2 receivers to the right, a wing to the right, and 1 to the left. Howard to throw. Looking, fires high and incomplete. That one a little bit too high for Cade Warner. 7 yards deep into the end zone, in the middle of the end zone, and Mark Perry, the safety, in coverage. Huge play coming here. Boy, we say that a lot in this title game. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Mark Perry was there, and he helped out, and he almost had an interception. That ball was thrown into 2 players' area. K-State's fortunate to be able to snap the ball again.
Trips to the right, wing to the right, and a wide receiver to the left. So in essence, an empty backfield here for Will Howard. Howard brings a man in motion, Deuce Vaughn. They'll hand it off to Deuce. Deuce upended in the air and got down to about the 7-yard line, 2 yards shy of a first down. He catapulted into the air, got flipped, and down at the 7. It will be 4th down and a decision here, and I think it's been made. Chris Kleiman says, let's go.
Full 360 on the flip, landed on his back, Deuce Vaughn, but he held on to the football. Here you go, 4th down for the Wildcats.
Cats trying to tie the game. 26 seconds to go in the first. 4th and 2, Howard up under center. Knowles comes in motion. There's the fake to the back. Howard wants to throw. Has Ben Sinnott. He's got it. Touchdown! Touchdown, Kansas State. What a call. What a play. The Cats 2 within 1 to Ben Sinnott. That is some kind of play.
Fake the run, roll to the left, and have your fullback / tight end, Ben Sinnott, running just a couple yards down the field, and what an accurate throw by Will Howard. K-State was going to pick up the first down on the bootleg, but that wasn't enough. Sinnott said, I'm going to stick the ball over the goal line, and K-State has a chance to tie this game before the first quarter ends.
6-yard touchdown, and K-State will try for the PAT here. Good snap and placement. Zentner's kick is on the way, and good. So, K-State on the board. We are tied 7-7 with 15 seconds to go in the first. That scoring drive delivered by BriggsAuto.com. From sales to service, Briggs works harder for you. 6 plays, 63 yards, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and a 7-all tie, and an Oldie Seed sideline update. Downstairs we go.
Think about the playmakers that K-State has offensively. Will Howard, Deuce Vaughn, you've got Brooks, you've got Knowles, but I submit to you the toughest matchup and one of the biggest playmakers this entire year has been Ben Sinnott. He's dinged up, he's blue collar, the guy's there every time, he's out early. I don't know why, but boy, I tell you, does he give defensive coordinators fits. He was right there, ran a beautiful route. K-State on the board. We've got it tied. Guys, Ben Sinnott is one of the most underappreciated guys, I think, not only on this football team, but in the Big 12 Conference. What a stud he's been this year. Wyatt, that's from the Oldie Seat sidelines.
Will Howard with his 14th touchdown pass, and he talked about Ben Sinnott there. That is Ben's 4th receiving touchdown of the year. And the impact that he had this year, Stan, he was first team all Big 12. That's big time.
Yeah, from the coaches. The coaches realize, like Matt said, that is a hard guy to slow down. But the accuracy of the passes by Will Howard and Max Duggan so far has been incredible.
TCU with a couple of guys back near the 5-yard line as K-State will kick the ball away. Darius Davis at the goal line.
He has a kickoff return for touchdown in his career as well.
That's the guy they want to get it to here, and this is Davis, and he will take it 4 yards deep in the end zone out. He's at the 10 to the 20, 25, and stumbles down. Boy, at about the 33 or 4 yard line, maybe even a little bit farther than that. And now 10 seconds to go in the first. We'll see where they mark it. And again, let's go downstairs courtesy of LDC.
Most people aren't going to notice this, Wyatt, but Sammy Wheeler's in on that tackle. He did not come out in kick coverage until there was about 6 seconds to go on the play clock. There was a lot of miscommunication here on K-State's sideline. They only had 10 men out there, but it's Wheeler that gets out there late and winds up making the tackle. Again, that's from the old East sidelines.
1st and 10. They mark the ball officially at the 34, and TCU will start there in a 7-7 game. They have outgained the Cats 116 to 80 and operate from the near hash on the right side. Duggan hands the ball off. No, he's actually going to keep the ball here, and Huggins gets him down. Huggins knocks him down at the line of scrimmage, leaving his feet and getting him from behind and pulling him down.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Well, we're 15 minutes in. Cats and Frogs 7-7. K-State football in the first quarter today presented by Kansas Farm Bureau. Save money on things you use every day with your Kansas Farm Bureau membership. Learn more at kfb.org. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.
A missed field goal by TCU keeps them from having a 10-0 lead after their 2 possessions. They only have 7, and what do the Wildcats do? Come right back and strike in 63 yards. They tie the game up, and now you feel a little momentum on the K-State side. Like TCU now needs to respond. How can this be? You see games flip. We saw it when TCU and K-State played the last time. The momentum swing are like a giant pendulum going back and forth. Missed field goal, great opportunity, and K-State does what they need to. It's tied at 7.
7-7 as we go to the second quarter. TCU will have it 2nd down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Duggan will start at 6 of 7. He's 6 of 9 now for 77 yards.
We need to point out, remember, Echo Boydo went out. I think Keenan Garber is in, a wide receiver who's converted to cornerback just a month ago.
Yes, he's in the game and wearing number 35. Back to throw, Duggan under some pressure, and he'll just throw it into the turf. Throws it into the turf. It is incomplete. And he had no chance there, Stan. He had to throw it away.
So you talk about 3 safeties starting for K-State this year. One of those are not available, right? We know all about that. Kobe Savage not playing. So you got B.J. Payne in. Now you talk about a converted wide receiver in at cornerback, along with a freshman, B.J. Payne, out there. Wow, K-State secondary holding on by a thread.
Garber started to go out and now has to go right back in there. 3rd down and 10 for TCU. Duggan barks out the signals. Will the Cats come after him here? He winds up. Now nothing there. Now he'll fire to the far sideline and overthrows his man at the 37-yard line. Incomplete. And that is Savion Williams. K-State forces a 3-and-out. And let's go downstairs courtesy of Oldie Seat with Matt.
Echo Boydo headed to the locker room, guys. Don't know if his return is something that's positive, but the shoulder pads are off. They've wrapped his right shoulder, but again, he's on his way to the locker room. That's from the Oldie Seat sidelines.
That 3-and-out brought to you by Verimax Systems, your crop-based nitrogen and irrigation management tool. So our first punt of the day for TCU comes from Jordan Sandy. This will be his 48th of the year, and now flags everywhere. Before the ball snapped, 2 flags down.
The 2 guys who were closest on that 3rd down throw, Wyatt, were the new guys. Okay, Keenan Garber.
Offense number 27, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Keenan Garber had man-to-man. He ran a hitch and go, and he got ahead of Keenan Garber. Who helped out getting over there, squeezing a play from the safety? B.J. Payne.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought 5 weeks ago you'd see those 2 guys in a Big 12 championship game trying to make a play?
Gunnar Henderson moving a little bit early for TCU, and that makes it 4th and 15. And here's the punt away by Jordan Sandy. He's a good punter. This one fielded by Phillip Brooks at the 22. Got a block. 25-30 and shoved out of bounds far side right at the 34-yard line. So a decent return there by the Wildcats. Good field position with 14:37 to go in the first half. The tackler there, Garrett Hayes, for TCU on special teams, shoving Phillip Brooks out of bounds.
How quickly it turns. TCU with the ball, leading 7-0, having all kinds of momentum in K-State's territory. And now K-State gets their first punt from TCU after a 3-and-out. Wyatt, the Wildcats have the ball now, tied, and a chance to take the lead.
An 11-yard return after a 49-yard punt. 7-7 is our score. K-State 1st and 10 at its own 33-yard line. Moving here with the white tops and the purple numbers from left to right. Will Howard brings a man in motion. Here's the handoff to Deuce Vaughn. Angles to the right side. He's got some yardage, and that pile pushing across the 40 to the 41-yard line on first down. He got 8. Heck of a move there by the Wildcats and their star running back Deuce Vaughn. Millard Bradford from the secondary makes the Horned Frog stop.
Well, you've seen that the Wildcats coordinator, Colin Klein, has not gone away from Deuce Vaughn. He has carried the ball a lot today, 6 carries already.
We await the snap here on 2nd down and 2. Wildcats just ahead of their own 40-yard line, a 7-all tie early in the second quarter. We await the snap from Gillum. There it is. Here's Deuce running left side. He's at the 45 to the 47-yard line. He'll pick up more yardage here, about 6, and a Wildcat first down. K-State now has 4 on the day. The Frogs have 5. The tackler is Dylan Horton, a defensive end. And Deuce Vaughn with a nice play.
Left guard offensive lineman of the year in the Big 12, Cooper Beebe, picked up the most dangerous linebacker, D. Winters, which allowed that run to be better.
Wildcats with a 1st and 10 now, moving it from left to right. 7-all score. Cade Warner goes in motion. They fake it to him. Howard wants to throw down the middle, has Deuce. He bobbles and is hit at the 33-yard line and bounces right back up. And here comes the flag. I thought they got him up around the head. And this flag from the secondary as Deuce was popped up high trying to catch that football right down the seam.
Great design, great throw, but Deuce Vaughn bobbled a pass. He had it, Wyatt, and he had a big gain down the middle. But when he bobbled it, he was unable to catch it, obviously. But then the hit came across a defenseless player. If he was hit in the shoulder or head area as a defenseless player, then there will be a penalty against TCU.
Here's the call from Kevin Marr.
And it would be targeting.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense number 28. The previous player is under full review.
And that's Millard Bradford, a guy that has not played all year. They are so happy to have him back, Wyatt. He had a 36-yard touchdown interception return last week against Iowa State. He's playing at a high level. He's physical. He was just hustling over. None of these guys are trying to hurt anybody, but it is very likely that he came in with an illegal hit. Deuce Vaughn, trying to catch the ball, took a shot across the head.
This guy had a pick 6 last week against Iowa State.
Now, he did not drive his head in there. This is going to be a super close call because the defender did everything he could, Wyatt. Deuce Vaughn was running straight downfield, and he was coming across Deuce Vaughn's body. And he bent down, kept his head out of there, hit with his shoulder. The problem is he hit a defenseless player in the side of the helmet.
That's it.
He's probably going to get nailed.
Yeah.
If you were a coach, him or his parents, you just want to throw up that he gets kicked out of the game for that. But that's the rules because you want to protect the players. Deuce Vaughn, he was absolutely defenseless. Because what was he doing, Wyatt? Looking to try to catch the football. Deuce had it hit his fingertips, bounce in the air. He was trying to get it a second time, and then it bounced off his hands again, and then bang, while the ball was still at his head level, here comes the hit. And man, that is so close.
It really is. You could see this going either way, but for me, it's like you said. The bottom line is he was a defenseless player and got hit in the side of the head.
Yeah, that's a big distinction. If he weren't a defenseless player, there would be no penalty because he didn't hit with the crown of his helmet. The defender, Millard Bradford, did not hit with the crown of his helmet, Wyatt. So he was not trying to target. But Deuce Vaughn got hit in the head.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. It'll be 2nd down.
See, that's why I don't like the rule because it's just wrong. That was a defenseless player.
And he's not out of the game, and they'll be able to pick up the flag. K-State's not going to get 15 yards on the play. It's not called a late hit with targeting. Let's wait and see. Do they move the ball? I don't think that they will. I think that they're going to race a 15-yard advantage for K-State. Millard gets to stay in the game, and it's 2nd down. Coming into the ball game for the Wildcats is DJ Giddens. So we'll see how Deuce Vaughn is. He got up and walked away pretty quickly. Hope Deuce Vaughn's okay.
So the Wildcats will start here 2nd and 10 at their own 47 in a 7-all tie. Here's the swing pass to the near side to Warner. Got a block at midfield and is pulled down right there. So he will pick up only 3 on the play on the throw to K-State's right side, right in front of their bench. And it will bring up 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
From the 50-yard line, trying to get the ball outside. This is the thing TCU does so well. I'll keep mentioning it. You try to throw the ball down the line or run sweeps to the outside. They converge and make tackles on the sidelines very well.
Wildcats with a stack formation each way, left and right. They operate from the near hash to the right as we view it. Moving from left to right in a 7-all game. Here's Will Howard. He's looking, fires far side, and it's incomplete at about the 42-yard line, intended for Malik Knowles, and he was really pretty well covered on the play. Josh Newton, the corner. Boy, I tell you, he is every bit as good. He may have even passed Travius Hodges-Tomlinson in how he's played in the second half of this season.
Will Howard threw the ball on a slant route right on the fingertips of Malik Knowles. But you're right, Wyatt. The defense is so good. Josh Newton's been in a lot of plays, and he was able to knock the ball away. So from the 50-yard line with the game tied, K-State is choosing to punt the football.
Tay Barber on 4th and 7 stands back at his 10-yard line. We owe you a station ID. We're going to head to TV timeout here in just a little bit. Here's the kick over the head of the receiver. It bounces at the 10, inside the 5, or actually at about the 6, and K-State will down it at about the 6 or 7-yard line. Wildcats downing that football at the TCU 8-yard line. Frogs will start there in a 7-7 game, 1st and 10.
They started at the 8 earlier, but they drove it all the way for a touchdown.
Sure did in 13 plays. Duggan is in the pistol. Kendre Miller is the running back to his left. Man in the slot to the near side. Duggan to throw. A little bit of pressure. Now he's under pressure and rolling to the right and throws and has Savion Williams, and he's shoved out of bounds by Josh Hayes at the 14-yard line, picking up about 6 on the play. So Hayes makes the tackle there. 2nd down coming up as we hit the 12-minute and 10-second mark of the 2nd quarter.
K-State adjusts their coverage now. They took out Keenan Garber and moved in Jacob Parrish, who's a little more experienced, even though he's a freshman, playing the cornerback position.
2nd and 4. Football at the 14-yard line. There's the snap. There's the handoff, trying to get wide. The TCU running back, Kendre Miller, and he's tackled for no gain. He may have gotten a half yard, but that's it. K-State has done a good job of bracketing him today. The Wildcats stopped from linebacker Austin Moore, who's had a monster season. Deuce Green also there.
And 3 guys there. That's what's so great. And Josh Hayes getting his nose up in there. That's what K-State needs. They've not allowed Kendre Miller to run the ball up the middle. Good work. But now you got to get pass coverage on 3rd down.
Here we go. 3rd and 3 for the Frogs. Just shy of their own 15-yard line at the 14. Duggan barks out the signals, gets the snap. It's a 3-step drop, slings it near side. It's incomplete for Johnston. He is covered by Julius Brents, and like a blanket, it'll be 4th down and a 3-and-out there for the TCU Horned Frogs. 2
straight possessions, 3-and-out for TCU. Why? That just does not happen very often. That was almost a replay of what K-State did, right? Throw the inside pass to their best receiver, but the defender blanketing them, not allowing it to happen. TCU forced to punt the ball back to Phillip Brooks.
That 3-and-out brought to you by Verimax Systems, your crop-based nitrogen and irrigation management tool. Frogs to punt it here, right from the goal line. Their punter, Jordan Sandy, the senior from Australia.
That punt return K-State had earlier was only a 4th punt return this year that TCU is even allowed.
And now we've got...
They're concerned.
Timeout. TCU.
Yeah, they're going to take their 3rd and final timeout of the half, and we'll take it with them.
So when Phillip Brooks turned that corner, that was only the 4th return. This TCU team doesn't punt very often. They don't punt backed up very often. And this group of guys have not made tackles, Wyatt, in open field. So this is like you just never practice it almost. So K-State has the advantage here. Can they make a play?
Jordan Sandy from Australia stands at the goal line, and Phillip Brooks back at the Wildcat 46 over on the far side of the field.
You know, these Australian punters know how to roll out and kick, but this is strategy going back and forth. What will K-State bring?
We await the snap, and it's a little low, but not bad. And here's the kick, and it's a good one. High spinning kick. Phillip Brooks will call for and make a fair catch near the 40-yard line. They'll mark him at the 41, so K-State, after a good punt, will still have very, very good field position.
Yeah, both teams can be happy, right? K-State will take the ball tied after 2 3-and-outs at the 40-yard line. But Sonny Dykes is saying, I'm just glad there was no return. We got a decent punt out of there,
yeah, for sure.
and we let our defense go back out and work.
So Kansas State with 97 yards of total offense, 60 pass, 37 rush, but they've continued to work Deuce Vaughn in there.
And he's
7 rushes, 29 yards, and he's back in the game.
Yeah, and he was in on a previous play on the third down, so he is fine after getting hit downfield.
11:05 to go in the first. Knowles in motion. They're going to get it to him again, and he's at the 45, to the midfield, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, and finally down close to the 20-yard line. They'll mark him just shy, maybe just inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line, and Malik Knowles continues to hurt the Horned Frogs of TCU. Mark Perry finally got him out of bounds. A heck of a play by the Wildcats.
And great blocking. Ben Sinnott got the first guy. Phillip Brooks got the second guy. And then Cade Warner got the third guy as they turned the corner, almost like a punt return, and Malik Knowles takes it inside the 20.
A 40-yard return. Back to throw. Will Howard has time, fires into the middle. It's caught inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. It's going to be first and goal. It's Deuce Vaughn, and you hear Deuce in the crowd as the Cats have it first and goal.
I say he's one of the best wide receivers there is in the Big 12. He runs an in route and does a body catch.
K-State is into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown for Will Howard, and the Wildcats have their first lead in the title game. 10:16 to go. It is 13-7.
K-State ran up to the ball, faked the Deuce Vaughn over the right side, but keeping the ball. Will Howard over the left, walks in, untouched, no Horned Frogs around. Third rushing touchdown from the 1-yard line. K-State has their first lead in the 2022 Big 12 championship game.
It comes at 10:16 to go before halftime, and the extra point coming here momentarily from the foot of Ty Zentner. There's the snap and placement. Kick on the way, and right through there for Kansas State. Wildcats in front, 14-7. We'll give you the numbers in a moment. K-State football presented by Kansas Strong. Strength through reliable oil and natural gas. Get the facts at kansasstrong.com. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.
Since that missed field goal, TCU, no first downs, K-State 14 points.
Here's the kick on the way by Zentner, headed to the near side, and this will be right at the goal line for Darius Davis. He's at the 10, 15, and will struggle to get to the 20 and just over it at about the 21-yard line. An Oldie Seed sideline update now with Matt.
It's nice to see K-State's offense start to get it in gear. I understand in the first game, in the first half, K-State averaged 10.1 yards per play, and then in the second half it was 3.4 yards. It was a little slow sledding early, but K-State starting to gain some speed and momentum, and now they've got the 14-7 lead. That's from the Oldie Seed sidelines. Oldie Seed, your proud Kansas family-owned company.
10:09 to go, first half. 14-7 Kansas State. Lots and lots and lots of purple here at AT&T Stadium today with TCU and K-State. These teams were picked 7th and 5th in the preseason poll by the media. Here's the handoff to Kendre Miller. He's got a little crease. He will take it to the 30 and to the 35-yard line. He's got 12 and a TCU first down. We haven't seen a lot of that, but a nice run play by them there, and that's Josh Hayes on the stop of Kendre Miller.
Remember when they're 18 points down at TCU, what did Garrett Riley, the offensive coordinator, do? Lean on Kendre Miller in the running game. This time he squirts up the middle and could have had even a bigger play.
We await the snap from the right hash to Duggan, and there it is. The senior back to throw. Under some pressure, hit as he throws, and high and incomplete at the 40-yard line, maybe the 35-yard line.
Tay Barber was wide open.
He was.
He had sliced through the defense. There was pressure on the quarterback, Max Duggan. And that pressure might have made a difference. He was getting hit right as he's throwing the ball. He airmailed it over his receiver, who was down the seam wide. If he would have delivered the ball accurately, that would have been a touchdown pass and run. But good pressure by K-State's Brendan Mott.
Yep, Mott got there and was right in his face. 14-7 Cats, 9:37 to go in the half. It's second down and 10 for TCU. And in the pistol is Duggan from the right hash. Here come the Cats. Duggan. Pretty good protection, winds up and throws. It's incomplete again at the 40-yard line. Savion Williams guarded by the Wildcat freshman, Jacob Parrish. How about that play? It's third down and 10 yards to go from the 35.
Crossing route. Felix Anudike-Uzama fighting through a double team. Flashed in front of the quarterback. He tried to throw the ball on a crossing route, but guarding him all the way across the field, Jacob Parrish setting up this third and long.
Robert D. Hentz in at the nose for the Wildcats. We await the play here from the 35, 3rd and 10 Frogs. They're down 7. K-State defending here in the second quarter in the Big 12 title game.
And the play clock's running down on them.
There's the snap. Back to throw is Duggan. Looking, steps up. He's going to take off and run, and he will be pulled down at the 39. That is short of the first down by a good 6 yards. So TCU stopped here for the moment, and they are going to send the punt team on with 9:15 to go before halftime.
They have no timeouts. Remember that timeout they had to burn at the goal line? It cost them here, Wyatt. They were not ready. The play clock was running down, and they were still trying to communicate. They had to snap the ball when they weren't convicted on what they're going to do. Nothing looked good. K-State defense great. Max Duggan scrambles. He had no chance. K-State stops him. 3 straight 3-and-outs for the Wildcat defense.
Daniel Green, the tackler. Good snap. Here's the kick away by Jordan Sandy. Spinning kick. Fair catch called for by Phillip Brooks, and he'll make it at the 24. And K-State will have the ball right there with a 14-7 advantage. And now they have outgained TCU in a very tight game, 156 to 141. Well, USC got beat last night. I don't know if you all saw that or not, but they fell in the Pac-12 title game to Utah, 47-24, and lots of football following us today with LSU and Georgia in the SEC. You've got Purdue, Michigan in the Big Ten as an example, and the ACC title game is Clemson and Carolina.
USC did not catch a break when Utah slipped in. I've been saying Utah is the best team in the Pac-12, but I didn't think they'd make the championship game.
We await the snap. There it is to Will Howard. Hands the ball off to Deuce. He got a block on the outside. He's at the 30. Stumbles a bit right towards the first down mark at the 33-yard line. They're going to mark him out just about a yard shy at the 32-yard line.
That's the complement play to the jet sweep. So the jet sweep motion from left to right is something TCU's got to be worried about. But K-State faked it and then handed the ball to Deuce Vaughn to go around the left side following a lineman, and it is a good 8-yard run on first down.
2nd down and 2 Wildcats just ahead of their 30-yard line. Deuce now lined up to the left of Will Howard. Wideouts left and right. Sennett is a tight end / wing on the right side. Fake to the back. Howard wants to throw down the middle and has his man and overthrows Cade Warner at the 35-yard line, and he would have had 7.
Well, remember what happened at the goal line against TCU in the second half when the ball was slightly overthrown to Cade Warner. That time Cade got a hand on it. This time the ball floated a little bit over him. TCU, Wyatt, had moved all of their guys within 10 yards. I don't like to talk over you when you're doing your play-by-play. Oh, Hank Stram in the old day would go, they're going to pass deep. They're going to pass deep right here. And they sure did. Missed an opportunity barely.
3rd down and 2 Cats. Football just ahead of the 30-yard line, and Howard to throw it. Slings it into the middle of the field just inside the numbers on the far side, and that will be a first down at the 38-yard line for Cade Warner. So Warner has a catch, his 3rd of the day, and the Cats move the sticks as we go under 8 minutes. The tackle from Jamoy Hodge, the linebacker.
Great calling, though, by Colin Klein. On 2nd and 2, with TCU overcommitting up the middle, throw the ball over the top. And if you don't make it, you can still have 3rd and short.
Howard looks to the sideline. Play clock, plenty of time with 15. There's the snap to Will. Hands the ball off. This is DJ Giddens, and he will take it to the 40-yard line for 3. And then he is pulled down. Good defense by TCU. The tackler is going to be Dominic Williams, the freshman nose tackle, nose guard, whatever. He is a big man from California and a really fine freshman. Probably an All-American season, Stan.
Freshman All-American season.
Yes, exactly.
Not overall.
Right.
But you look at that freshman All-American team as well. Up-and-coming player. He's going to battle that great Texas lineman sometime, at least 2 more years.
Yes, sir. Under 7 minutes to go. Man in motion is Brooks. Here's the handoff. Again, it's DJ Giddens, and Giddens rides and is hit hard as he rides the pile forward to the 45-yard line, a couple of yards shy of the first down. Jamoy Hodge put a big hit on him. But again, DJ Giddens doing just terrific work for Chris Kleiman's Cats in a backup role, and we have a Wildcat slow to get to his feet here, and that player remains down, and we'll get an eye on that from the sideline with Matt. See what we can find out here shortly. Wildcats 3rd down and 2 at the 45-yard line. There's the handoff to DJ Giddens. He's at the midfield stripe, has the first down, and all the way to the TCU 46, running right at the numbers on the left side for the Wildcats. Their 8th first down. They've held TCU to 6. They have a 14-7 lead, and moving that football on the ground. The tackle coming from D. Winters.
How did that hole open up? He started to the right, then he cut back to the left, right where Dawson Delforge came into the game. What a great block by the left guard.
Excellently done. K-State will have Giddens as the running back now. Ben Sennett in that backfield too. On 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. There's the snap. Howard hands the ball off. Giddens again. The power guy takes it down to the 40-yard line. And he picks up another good solid gain of 6 on the play before Abe Kamara from the secondary makes the Horned Frog tackle.
And you said secondary, not linebacker level. That means that left side of the line and Ben Sennett helping over there do a great job on a first down run.
Wildcats nearing 200 yards in total offense now. They're at 192. For Giddens, 4 carries and 22 yards in relief of Deuce Vaughn. He stays in the game. Wide receivers to the right side. Play fake, back to throw. He sidesteps a one-man does Howard, but then he is sacked on the play. Good defense by TCU to get there very quickly. Howard made a nice juke, but the tackle is just too much, and it's going to be Olawale who makes the tackle.
Just a great play on the bootleg. He never got faked, and he was in Will Howard's face right as he turned. There's nothing Will Howard could do. He tried to get away, but could not keep from getting sacked.
So that brings up a 3rd and 7 from the Frog 43-yard line. So big play here for the Wildcats. This will be the 9th play of their drive, leading 14-7. 4:45 to go before halftime. Howard surveys the defense. Will they come after Will? There's the throw to the far side. It's caught, and a broken tackle at the 40 and close to the first down, but a little bit short is Cade Warner right at the numbers far side.
1 yard short, so K-State can decide, would you like to try a long field goal, or do you want to go for 4th down?
They're going to go with the jumbo package and bring it on here for the Wildcats. They bring Christian Moore, a fullback, into the ball game. Also into the game is Ben Sennett, and also Andrew Lanegang will play as a tight end on the right. He's a backup guard / tackle. Here's the turn and the give to Deuce, and I don't know that he got there. I don't think he got it. K-State was hopeful, but he is going to be short of the first down, just inside the 40-yard line. TCU makes a monster stop, and it's Jamoy Hodge who makes the play.
He's the great linebacker that brings unbelievable fits in there, and he was in the backfield. A couple other guys got there. K-State not close to making that first down.
So TCU will have the ball, no timeouts, but a strong 4 minutes in which to work in a 7-point game. Wildcats in front, 14-7.
Well, this is where sequencing of a game went TCU's way in the last game. They got the ball, Wyatt, with 3.5 minutes left, drove down, scored a touchdown, started the second half with a touchdown. They get the ball to start the second half here. This is a big drive.
1st and 10 for Max Duggan and crew. They have had a little more trouble running the ball here today than they did in Fort Worth earlier, and Duggan will throw it here to the far side, and it's caught by Johnston. Johnston down the sideline at the 40, but he lost the ball. He lost the ball, and K-State's got on it. He lost the ball inside the 35, and K-State's got it with Austin Moore. The machine comes up with the ball.
What a great defensive play by Julius Brents. The ball was caught by the star wide receiver on the left sideline. It looked like he was all alone, but when Quentin Johnston turned upfield and started to run, the Wildcats converged. Hayes was there, but coming across, hitting it with his shoulder pad, Julius Brents knocks it into the air, and all year long, K-State's linebackers have hustled, turned back, ran to the football, and when the ball popped in the air, Austin Moore was there to get it.
Big time play by the Wildcat defense, and they get the ball right back. And they show on the video board here, turnover margin in the Big 12 this season. K-State #1 at +14. TCU #2 at +10.
It's wrong.
Boom, big time. It's 15 now. Is that what you're going to say?
It's 15-9. And K-State has a 1-0 advantage in turnover margin. So remember, TCU, sequencing of a game matters. When K-State didn't score right there, you say, uh-oh, this reminds me of when K-State had that 18-point lead. TCU got the football, but now a turnover. K-State gets the ball. You got to value the ball here, Wyatt. Go down, try to score before the half, understanding that TCU's offense will get a chance to talk at halftime and come out with the football. What a great play. K-State hustling to the football on a good play by TCU. K-State makes a better play and ends up with a fumble.
Wow. That is just so big time. An Oldie Seat sideline update now with Matt.
Well, two aspects to the timeout. One, Josh Hayes was down right by the K-State sideline again on this side of the stadium. He's up walking on his own, and as he starts to get up, KT Leviston bolts out of the injury tent, does a couple of deep crouches, comes off to make sure he can push off of that lower left leg, and now he's back on the field. Yes, Leviston does check in for the Wildcats here at the 3:49 mark. Why? That's from the Oldie Seat sidelines.
Good work down there, Matt. 3:49 to go. Cats up by 7 and with the ball back now. Let's see if they can do something with it. They have it at their own 31-yard line after the turnover. Prince knocked it away. Austin Moore on the coverage. Here's the turn and the give. This is Deuce Vaughn running left side, and Deuce with a pretty good little run here on first down to the 35-yard line for about 4. Second down coming up. Again, TCU is out of timeouts. The tackle made there by Shadrick Banks.
Remember, Colin Klein has never gotten away from giving you a dose of Deuce Vaughn. That settles the defense and makes them have to play everything from sideline to sideline because Deuce can run the ball right between the tackles.
Twin receivers wide left and right. K-State from the right near hash. Hayden Gillum the center over that ball, and he'll snap it to Will Howard on second down. 6 yards to go. Here's Deuce, spins and takes it to the 35, but virtually no gain there. Maybe, well, let's call it no gain. It'll be 3rd and 6.
A big play by TCU. A couple guys were able to stop Deuce Vaughn. TCU backed their safeties up, Wyatt. So that's why K-State decided to run on 1st and 2nd down. They had been inching their way closer and closer to the line of scrimmage, all 11 guys within 10 yards. This time they backed off. K-State tried to run, but TCU made a tackle, forcing 3rd down.
Here we go. Big play. 3rd and 6 from the 35 for the Wildcats. Howard 9 of 16 for 90 yards to this point. Receivers wide each way. Phillip Brooks in motion into the left slot area. Here's Howard to throw. Pretty good protection, firing deep, and has his man out there, Cade Warner, and he caught the ball at the 30-yard line, falling down. He caught the ball falling down in front of the defender, Mark Perry, the safety.
Cade Warner came wide open. TCU missed him. That ball was underthrown by Will Howard. He didn't see him early, Wyatt, and when he laid the ball up, he was short. That allowed the defender to hustle back and get into play, but Cade Warner was looking at the ball. The defender, Mark Perry, was running backwards. Cade jumped in the air, pulled the ball in with his left hand for a catch.
Wow.
And did the ball hit the ground?
Well, they're going to look at it,
He had to reach out with his left hand, and we'll see the replay here, Wyatt. But the defender got there. Boy, it was a missed opportunity for K-State because Cade Warner was 10 yards ahead of the defender. If Will Howard would have recognized it earlier, he would have had an easy touchdown play. Now trying to pull the ball in. The question is, did the ball hit the ground? Half of the football or more was hanging on the left hip of Cade Warner. So Cade caught it with his left hand, pulled it in toward his right hand, and then went back to his left hand. And did it scoot across the ground, or did it stay above the ground when he pulled it in?
Yeah, I think it's the replay that they're showing on the board has the nose of the football on the turf at the 31. Really good work by the ABC camera crew there to have that shot.
Well, for this
regardless of how this goes, an amazing, amazing effort by Cade Warner.
Yeah, he had to stop when he's wide open, jump, and like a bull going past the red, what do you call the deal you hold out when you're a bullfighter? The cape. The defender,
nice
Perry,
assist,
Perry went past him like he was the bull, and he still had to concentrate, reach out. But man, what a great design. 2 receivers to the left, Ben Sennett one of them, and TCU got mixed up. They let Warner run down the field wide open, and is football a game of inches, Wyatt? You know it. You love college football.
We've seen it so many times just today.
Yeah, it's just amazing. But we'll see. The call on the field's a catch, so there has to be enough video evidence to overturn it. And if they do, K-State will have to punt from the 35-yard line with 2:17 left. If not, the Wildcats get the ball near the 30-yard line of TCU.
Let's go downstairs, courtesy of Oldie Seat with Matt.
Yeah, when there's multiple officials around the replay monitor and they're writing things down, that's not a good sign. I thought since the ball hung up there late, guys, that the defensive back might slam into Cade as he waited for the football, but now he avoided the contact. We await what Kevin Marr's official word is as he talks with his back judge at the moment. That's from the Oldie Seat sidelines, but it looks like it's coming back.
Really a long conversation, though.
Yeah, they got to do so many things.
It was an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down from the 35.5-yard line.
I do think it's the right call. But boy, they did take a long, strong look at it. And K-State will send the punt team on with a 14-7 lead with 2:17 to go before halftime.
Will Howard plays such great football. He can't see everything, but he'll be tomorrow thinking about, oh man, I wish I would have saw that a little bit earlier. Well, here you go. TCU looks like they're going to get the ball back, Wyatt. You know, you respect right before the halftime. The activity of the last minutes of the half and the start of the third quarter are big, big time football. Everybody knows it.
And they have a great returner back there in Tay Barber. Here's the snap and the kick away, and it's a good one for Zentner. I mean, really good. And the catch is made, and a big time hit right away. He did not fair catch it, and his hit right at the 20-yard line is Tay Barber. He is fearless. There's no doubt about that. Good stop by the Wildcats, Seth Porter, and what a good young football player that guy is. Loves the game.
Yeah, and he has a brother, Shane, that he brings along with him. They sit right next to each other in the locker room, and they play some special teams together. A really good tackle, timing it out, not getting there too early. But 2:09 left. Missed field goals create momentum. We saw TCU miss. K-State's been the better team from that point, Wyatt. We've also seen right before the half teams fire up and play differently. Can K-State's defense shut this TCU team down again? 4 straight drives. They've stopped TCU without a first down.
Wildcats now playing without Echo Boydo. We await the snap to Duggan, and there it is. Hands the ball off straight ahead and taken ahead for 3 or 4 yards to the 23-yard line is all for Imari DiMercato. He hasn't had a lot of work. Daniel Green makes the tackle, but he's in there now for Kendre Miller.
TCU going to the run just like they did in their home game late in the first half.
That's right, down 7. Now Duggan wants to throw, winds up and fires, and has his man Darius Davis at the 43, and he's pulled down immediately by Josh Hayes, but that's a big-time first down with 1:42 to go in the half, and now the Frogs on the move.
Big-time throw. K-State does a good job of corralling him so he can't run after catch. He's so dangerous.
Nice play there. That is a gain of 21 yards. Here's the throw to the far side. This ball caught at midfield and spun down as Hudson at the Wildcat 46.
No timeouts for TCU, remember.
And there's not a first down. It'll be second and short. They got about 8.5 or 9. Duggan back to work from the far hash. There's the snap. Hands the ball off, and this is DiMercato. DiMercato to the 40 and stumbles and goes down at the Wildcat 31. TCU still with 1:11 to go in the half, and VJ Payne is the tackler. So the momentum right now on TCU's side, trying to tie the game.
TCU got K-State in a blitz, pushed them to the side, and ran over left tackle.
Wildcats call a timeout here.
Yeah, they need to settle down right now.
Kansas State, they're first in the half.
Why do missed field goals lead to momentum for the other team? I don't know. And why does just because it's a 2-minute time and a half, the teams just fire up and start playing?
Yeah.
I mean, look at TCU. Don't they look like the team that scores 40 points a game?
They do right now.
K-State were stuffing them.
Yep.
4 straight series, and here they are attacking. K-State calls timeout. The Wildcats on that last play, Wyatt, brought a blitz. They were expecting pass. They brought the heat, and TCU's left side of the line did a good job of just shoving everybody to the side, and suddenly there was open area for a backup running back that doesn't get talked about very much. When you back up first team All Big 12 Kendre Miller, DiMercato does not get much talk by it, but he's very good also.
He's really good. Imari DiMercato, he's been around a while, so he's experienced. He doesn't pout that he doesn't get a ton of reps, but when they call on him, he has been productive in 2022.
K-State does have Keenan Garber back at cornerback. 1st and 10 now at the 31 of the Wildcats for TCU.
Jared Wiley back in the game as a wing to the left. There's the snap. Back to throw is Duggan. Under a little bit of pressure. Now sifts to his left, and he's going to take off towards the sideline. He's at the 30 and steps out at the 27 or 8-yard line. Good chase there by the Wildcats secondary to get him out of bounds, and that's Drake Cheatham.
Great job by Daniel Green spying the quarterback, forcing him to run out of bounds. K-State has an extra DB in the game, Wyatt. So when they're in a normal 5 defensive back set, Jacob Parrish is going to be the cornerback. But when they bring in a 6th guy, he goes to linebacker, and that means you bring Keenan Garber in at the outside cornerback.
14-7 Wildcats, 58 seconds to go in the half. 2nd down and 7 for the Frogs, and there's the snap, and Duggan wants to throw. Into the middle, ball caught at the 25-yard line, and leaning forward for maybe a little bit more is Wiley. It will bring up 3rd and 4.
K-State's basically playing a 3-2-6. And who made the tackle? Playing that linebacker position, Wyatt. It's Jacob Parrish.
We await the snap, and there it is. Here's Duggan. 3-step drop, near side, leaving his feet. Is it a catch? No. They ruled no at the 22-yard line for Darius Davis.
He dove. He wanted to get out of bounds, right? He wanted to stop the clock, but I don't know if he had a foot down. It looks like he jumped in the air before the ball got there. And will TCU say field goal from 42 or 3 yards, or do they go for 4th down here?
Looks like, well, they're going to try the field goal now. They thought about it for a second or two, and now they'll bring Griffin Kell into the ball game. We mentioned Kell 14 of 15 on field goals coming into today, but he's missed from 55. This will be from the 32, so a 42-yard try. Here's the kick. It's got a chance, and it is good. But the Cats, with 29 seconds to go in the half, still hold the lead. It is 14-10. That's a nice drive there for the Frogs to get points.
Yeah, they did a good job, and it's a good coaching decision. If you go for 4th down and medium and you don't make it, when it's really probably less than 50-50, big momentum for K-State. Coach Sonny Dykes knows he gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter, takes the field goal, didn't have a timeout to slow things down, but Wyatt, that doesn't matter, right? Remember when they ran out on the field, did the Horned Frogs, and kicked a 40-yard field goal to win in the last seconds while the clock is running against Baylor?
Yep.
That's why they're still undefeated. TCU has come back from deficits all year long. 17 points against Oklahoma State, 18 points against K-State. You're going to have to beat them all day long, but still, K-State's had a very good first half. After TCU had all that momentum, it's the Cats that are going to take the lead into the half.
Strength through reliable oil and natural gas. That's what keeps America strong and Kansas strong. Get the facts at kansasstrong.com. Wildcats are hoping for a return here. It's happened before. We'll see if they can pull off a good one here in the final 29 seconds. TCU to kick it. Luke Lamanek out of Amarillo, a freshman, with the kick, and he shoots this one down low into the middle, and it's fielded by Brooks at the 15, 20 to the 25, and he'll be rolled down right around the 30-yard line. So it's 25 seconds to go.
Malik Knowles was not back as one of the returners there.
He was not.
So K-State went with Phillip Brooks as the main returner and Seth Pointer the helper back there. So is there something with Malik Knowles right now? Is he available?
Zach Marcuselli was the special teams tackler, and Will Howard and the Wildcat offense onto the field.
R.J. Garcia's played a little bit, Wyatt, and he's in there now.
So in there for Malik too, by the way. Snap clock at 12. Howard wants to throw. Under some pressure. Now he'll take off and run to the near side. He's at the 35 and steps out at the 36 here on the near side. Running him out there was D. Winters, the linebacker, and that stops the clock with 18 seconds to go.
K-State has 2 timeouts left.
Wildcats in front 14-10. They've outgained, or have now been outgained by TCU on that drive, 228-204. So it's been a very, very entertaining football game for this Big 12 title. There's the snap to Howard. Will looking, wants to throw under some pressure, and he'll be sacked. They're going to sack him back at the 24-yard line. Nice play there by TCU. Dylan Horton, big-time guy, a second team. Well, actually, he was honorable mention. They were hoping he'd be second team, but he really had a big-time sack right there.
Yeah, 5.5 sacks, and we're going to go to the half. K-State has the lead at half of the Big 12 championship game.
We're down to 3 zeros on that clock at the break. Wildcats lead 14-10 against the Frogs. Our halftime show is next. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. Darius Davis a yard deep. Right in front of him is Imani Bailey, and here's a really good kick by Zentner. 3 yards deep, and Davis will bring it out straight ahead. He's at the 10 and is pulled down right there at about the 12 or 13-yard line. The Wildcats stop.
Keenan Garber.
How about that play by Keenan Garber?
You know why? When you play regular downs like you do on defense, it helps you on special teams. He's a fast player. And how about him? That ball was kicked high by Ty Zentner. He was hoping they would touch it back, but TCU's not going to do it. We're going to bring it out, and K-State made him pay, starting back at the 13-yard line.
So the Frogs will have it there. First down and 10 yards to go. If you're watching television and listening to us, we remind you here that all year long, Keenan Garber has worn number 1. Today, he's wearing number 35. Here we go. 1st and 10, Frogs.
Yeah, Josh Hayes gets to wear number 1 on defense, Wyatt.
And rightfully so. Duggan is in the pistol now.
You can have an offensive guy wear 1 or a defensive guy wear 1, but you can't have 2 of the same number on the field at the same time.
Duggan is in the pistol. There's the snap. Hands the ball off, and not much here. Maybe a yard is all for Kendre Miller. They have done a nice job keeping him hemmed in. He's just not had a lot of room at 2nd and long.
Felix Anudike-Uzomah did a great job of battling his offensive lineman, holding his position, and making Kendre Miller have nowhere to run. K-State then helped make the tackle with many players.
Miller now to the left of Duggan on 2nd down. Duggan from the far right hash. Wildcats in front 14-10 here early in the 3rd. Duggan changing the play maybe, and we await the snap. And there it is to the senior from Iowa. Back to throw. He's firing and wide, deep, and overthrown at the Wildcat 45 for Darius Davis, and perfect coverage by Josh Hayes.
Well, what kind of confidence does K-State have in Josh Hayes? They brought a blitz, Wyatt. Joe Klanderman says, I'm bringing a blitz. And what happens when K-State blitzes all game? You see Max Duggan go for the deep ball. He throws it up for grabs, and flying down the field, guarding outside the K-State safety, Josh Hayes, was right there, ball overthrown. Here you go, Wyatt, 3rd down.
Big time play here. 3rd down and 9 for the Frogs inside their own 15-yard line. Duggan set to go again. We await the snap. There it is. The senior with a 3-step drop. Here comes some pressure from the backside. Duggan on the run will throw the ball, and it's knocked away. It's in the end zone. TCU recovers it, and K-State has a safety. K-State's got a safety and a 16-10 lead.
Austin Moore, Wyatt, kept rushing the quarterback. K-State had all kinds of pressure on Max Duggan as he rolled to the right, and as he raised the ball up to throw, he got hit. Did his hand have the football in it when it moved forward? The officials did not rule it that way. The ball rolled backwards and into the end zone where TCU was able to get it. Austin Moore, like a shot blocker underneath the basket, went straight up with 2 hands and knocked it backwards. It rolled in the end zone, and what a play by Austin Moore. We need you on the basketball team tonight against Wichita State. He goes up, blocks the ball. It rolls backwards. He hustles. He was going to try to get a touchdown, but he couldn't get there in time. TCU's lineman hustles, jumps on the football, but Brandon Coleman, the left tackle, was in the end zone. 2 points. Wildcats. K-State not only does not allow TCU to score on the first possession, K-State gets the ball and forces TCU to free kick it back.
Austin Moore has been brilliant all year long, and Duggan on that play, rushing to his right, lost 14 and into the end zone, and at the moment, it is a safety. It was blocked out of the hand by Austin Moore, who jumped and knocked that out of his right hand and backwards, and I think this will certainly stand, don't you? I really do.
I don't know. It's really close, because if the quarterback is going forward with a pass, then it becomes a forward pass. The officials called it exactly like they should. Let replay come back and watch it. His arm is moving forward, but the ball hasn't left the hand. Did it leave the hand, or did it get hit while it's still in the hand? This is so unusual, because you usually see a quarterback get hit and the ball fly out of his hand. This is like a shot block in basketball. Jumping up with 2 hands was the Wildcats' Austin Moore. Then he reached his left hand out, hit the front of the football as it was coming toward him, and when he did that, the ball had not left the hands of the quarterback. So I don't think the quarterback gets the benefit of saying, I threw the football. Hand forward, but the ball was still stuck in his hand when it got hit on the front end of the football and goes the other way. Call on the field is a fumble. Call on the field ends up being a safety. I don't know how they can overturn it, but man, it is it what's
it's close.
What's tighter than millimeters? I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
K-State scientists, text us. I don't know. But
hang on. Let's see what we get here. They're still looking at the replay. Kevin Marr is the referee. Brad Van Vark, by the way, is the replay official. I don't know if this is good or bad that they're looking at it.
Well,
the
longer they talk, they start taking notes down, like Matt said, and say, "Oh, we're going to call it incomplete." But we'll see.
Here's the call. Here's
After
Kevin Marr.
further review, the passer's hand was going forward. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down.
His hand definitely was going forward, but the ball had not released from his hand. So
Yep.
if you had a guy running, if a quarterback was running with one hand and he raised his elbow up with the football and you hit it from him, would they call that a pass? No, they would call it a fumble. But because his hand was up, they reverse the call, 4th down.
So Sandy into punt from the goal line. Good snap. Here's the kick away. See if the Cats can get a return from Phillip Brooks. All the way back to his 35, 36, 37-yard line with a fair catch. And they'll mark him there at the 37-yard line. K-State will have the ball. The Wildcat fans are unhappy with the reversal of the call. But the Cats still lead 14-10. 13:54 to go here in the third quarter. Hey, plan a little predictability with Pivot Bio Proven 40. Predictable, productive, weatherproof. Turn to a better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio Proven 40. Learn more at pivotbio.com. Well, K-State, 191 yards in total offense, 90 of it pass, 101 of it rush. And we heard Matt say a moment ago that Chris Kleiman, like last week, wants to run the football in this second half. You got to throw it too, but let's hope they can get that run game started. And here is Brooks on the jet sweep, and Phillip will take it across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. So that's a gain on the play. Wildcats a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 yards coming up.
Phillip Brooks is a good runner. He's not quite as smooth and fast going outside as you'll see from Malik Knowles, but K-State needs to stretch the defense side to side to continue to make their offense go.
Brooks is in the slot to the right inside of R.J. Garcia, filling in now for Malik Knowles. Ben Sinnott tight left, wide receiver to the left, Cade Warner. And here's the throw to the far side. Cade's got it at midfield and will have a first down by about 3 yards. Cade has another first down. That first down brought to you by Kubota and Land Pride, proudly sponsoring the FFA. And with each Wildcat first down this year, the Cats achieve. Kubota and Land Pride are making a donation to the FFA to ensure the success of young farmers and ranchers across the Midwest. Visit KStateKubotaDealers.com for the Kubota and Land Pride dealer near you. So at midfield, Wildcats will have it. We're going to actually call it the 49-yard line. I beg your pardon. So 1st and 10. They fake it to Deuce, who's in motion. There's the throw into the middle, and Sinnott's got it. Ben stumbles inside the 30, and down he goes at about the 25-yard line. If he doesn't go down, that's a touchdown, but a big-time gain there, and Ben Sinnott has been a man today for K-State.
Well, the seam passes that Colin Klein has designed have been there today. This time the connection works, and an ankle tackle by Millard Bradford stops the touchdown.
So the Wildcats back to throw again. Here's Will Howard into the middle and deep. Catching it in the end zone. Touchdown. It's R.J. Garcia. R.J. Garcia for the score. He's not played a whole lot this year, but he gets a touchdown here. It's his first of the year, the first of his career, and only his 7th career catch. Wow, what a play by the Cats.
He went up and snagged the football with a defender coming across in front of him. Will Howard threw it up about 3 yards in the end zone, right down the right hash, and with a defender coming in front of him, he goes up, snags it in the air with 2 hands, has a touchdown, and the defender from behind is there as well. But what a great catch by R.J. Garcia.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 26.
He threw a punch.
That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That is number 26's first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
That's Bud Clark.
They're not going to call it a punch, but he got mad and shoved a Wildcat in the end zone. Could have been called worse, but how about K-State responding quickly down the field, Wyatt? Just 4 plays to go 62 yards, and R.J. Garcia snags a touchdown reception.
We'll see about the point after here. We await the snap from Randon Plattner. He's one of the best. Good placement. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Wildcats 21, Frogs 10. Our third quarter presented by Hogemeyer Hybrids, raised local, raised right here. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.
What will K-State do here from the 50-yard line, Wyatt? You could onside kick it. You can pooch the ball, but if you fair catch it, they get it back at the 25. It doesn't work as well as the NFL, but the 15-yard penalty against TCU, in a game where there's been very few penalties, these teams don't normally get penalized much. K-State has not been penalized this whole game.
Set to go, Zentner to kick it. Here is his approach, and he will just shoot this one down to about the 25-yard line. TCU's up man fields it and takes it ahead. Mark him at around the 30-ish yard line.
He was hoping. He was trying to hit a bouncer that got to the outfield, but the shortstop grabbed it. And now let me talk about R.J. Garcia a second, Wyatt. Will Howard has not been the starting quarterback. He's been the backup. You know what backups do? They throw to backups a lot during the year. R.J. Garcia comes in the game. You know what he looks at him as? A guy I throw to all the time.
That's exactly right.
So he feels so comfortable delivering a ball in between coverage. That happens all the time. Backup quarterbacks get in, backup receivers get in, and they start hitting it like they've been playing forever.
Wildcats with a 21-10 lead here in the third. Duggan back to work now. They mark it at the 32. And here's a running play left side and taken to about the 35, and just not a lot of room in that run game for Kendre Miller. Miller with just his 9th rush. He had 8 for 46 prior to that one. And on this particular play gets a couple. It's 2nd and 8 from the 35.
Well, K-State's played TCU before, and when they got behind, Garrett Riley, the offensive coordinator, went to the running game, right? K-State anticipating it, stuffs the run.
Single setback again is Miller. Wideouts to the left and to the right. One to the near side. There's the snap. Here's the handoff again to Kendre Miller, and he stopped at the 35-yard line. Daniel Deuce Green is there for the Cats. Boy, is he some kind of football player. It'll be 3rd and 7 after that stop.
K-State played here a year ago to open the season, right? They played against Stanford. Remember how fast they looked playing that 3-3-5 for the first time?
Yes,
that's reminded me of the Stanford game where Green got in the backfield and just stuffed the play immediately.
3rd and 7 Frogs from their 35, trying to move it here from right to left. Cats up 21-10 in the third. Back to throw is Duggan. Under pressure, sacked! He's sacked back at the 25-yard line. Felix Anudike Uzama with the celebration.
Felix Anudike-Uzama, Defensive Player of the Year in the Big 12, comes around the rush, around the left tackle, an NFL-style rush, just beats the left tackle and smashes the quarterback in the back before he even knows what happened.
That sack, the BASF sack of the game. BASF is our presenting sponsor of Sack Hunger, and with that sack, BASF has pledged $100 to the Kansas Food Bank. Sandy to punt. Phillip Brooks back at the Wildcat 32 here on the near side. 21-10 Cats. Here is the kick away from Sandy. Tries to kick it to the far side. Brooks will call for a fair catch on the run, and he dropped the ball. It is loose, and I think TCU may have it. TCU has the football, and they got a big break right now, one they very, very, very much needed.
Phillip Brooks had to move from the middle of the field to the left. And at the end, he had to rush a little bit and trying to catch a football after he fair caught it. He knew he wasn't going to get hit, but going from right to left, not settling underneath it, he drops the ball, and there are TCU players all over it. No chance for K-State to recover.
So TCU gets a monster break here, and they fall on that football. My goodness. It looked like the guy that covered it was tight end / wide receiver Chase Curtis.
It's been like a Rocky fight. One team with momentum, then the other. Can K-State put this fire out on the defensive side and not allow TCU to respond positively?
Quick change. Let's see what the Cat defense can do. We await the snap to Max Duggan as he directs the offense. Johnston in motion. Back to throw is Duggan. A little bit of pressure, not much. He'll fire far side. It's caught at the 10-yard line and out of bounds for TCU. The catch by Trent Battle, who doesn't get a lot of action, but makes that catch out of the backfield. He's got it at the 9. It's 1st and goal.
A lot of weapons for TCU. It's one of the best plays we talk about all the time. You have players go deep, and then in their wake, you have another guy follow him, and there's a little void to catch a football.
1st and goal for the Frogs. Wildcats leading 21-10 here in the third. We await the snap. There it is. Here's Duggan. He's going to run the football, and he will be hit hard at about the 7-yard line. Drake Cheatham and B.J. Payne was there. So was Nick Allen. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line for TCU.
A lot of players hitting him. Even if he gains a yard or two wide, you got to whack him.
Yep. See
if you can take a little bit out of him. See if he'll remember that when he's in the pocket in the 4th quarter.
2nd and goal from the 6-yard line for TCU from the right hash. 9:23 to go here in the third quarter. 21-10 Kansas State. This is the title game for the Big 12, and Duggan barks out the signals from the far hash. Hands the ball off. This is Kendre Miller. He breaks the tackle, and he will score. Kendre Miller running to his far side right scores for TCU, and it's now 21-16. 9:09 to go in the third.
Get a 6-yard TD run, and when he bounced the ball out to the right, he caught a big break because big tight end Jarrett Wiley was blocking a much smaller and inexperienced Jacob Parrish. So there was no chance that any Wildcat could get there. He was able to turn the corner, walk it in from 6 yards. TCU takes advantage of a K-State fumble punt and scores a TD.
Extra point coming for Griffin Kell. Good snap and placement, kick right down the middle. Wildcat lead has now been trimmed to 21-17. K-State football presented by Hogemeyer Hybrids. Raised local, raised right here. 6:09 to go. Make it 9:09 to go in the third. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.
The 6th game, K-State finally gives up a score in the third quarter, but it was after a muffed / fumbled punt by the Wildcats, and it's a 30-yard drive. So the Wildcats will go back on the field. And one thing that TCU fans will tell you can count on, Kendre Miller, touchdown. He has a touchdown in every game this year, Wyatt. Going back to last year, that's his 14th straight game with 1 or more rushing touchdowns.
So the Frogs to kick it off here. And there's toe to ball. K-State will try to return it here. This is Seth Porter at the 3-yard line. He's at the 10, 15, 20, 25, and stumbling ahead short of the 30. They'll mark him in the vicinity of the 28-yard line. And an Oldie Seed sideline update with Matt.
Somewhat surprised they didn't kick it to Phillip Brooks after what just transpired. I mean, you just want him to stay away from that punt. But at the snap of a finger, the other side of the stadium's engaged. They're fired up. Huge drive now for Will Howard and the Wildcats to wrestle back some momentum. We're just a little under 6 minutes into the third with the Cats up 4. Close tabs on things from the Oldie Seed sidelines, wide, especially the mental makeup, so to speak, of Phillip Brooks after that huge mistake.
2 receivers to the right, wing to the right. Will Howard set to go to work. He'll fire it near side. Ball is caught. This is Phillip Brooks. Breaks a tackle. He's at the 30. Up the sideline for a couple of more yards, maybe 4 to the 34-yard line. And that's where they will mark it right there. Nice gain.
What's K-State's strategy? They put 2 tight ends in the game. So Sammy Wheeler's in there with Ben Sennett. So you just have 2 right receivers, your veterans, Phillip Brooks and Cade Warner. Phillip Brooks makes a nice play. That was not a good throw by Will Howard. He threw it on his back shoulder. He had to wait, catch the ball, spin around, but still was able to get upfield.
Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. From the right hash, the Cats move with a lead of 21-17 here in the third. Howard the snap, hands the ball off to Deuce Vaughn, and Deuce straight ahead, and he'll plow his way forward to the 40-yard line, and that will be a Wildcat first down. It will be their 12th of the day. Deuce just continues to grind. That
While modern football, Wyatt, there's so much pressure on the offense. K-State's had 1 possession. They drove down and scored a TD. But now they look up and go, well, we're going to be fine right if we punt. No, you just need to go down, gain some points, grab the momentum back on offense.
There's the snap. Howard back to throw. Pretty good protection. Now it breaks down a little bit, shoots it into the middle, and it's nearly intercepted at the 43-yard line. It was intended for Ben Sennett, and Travius Hodges Tomlinson jumped in front of that and nearly picked it off.
2-year All Big 12 first team guy. LaDainian Tomlinson, his uncle, was here today. The great TCU player. He has not been thrown against much today, right? They've stayed away from his side of the field. This time Ben Sennett coming over the middle was crossing, and the speed of Hodges Tomlinson almost picked it off as he undercut the play.
2nd and 10 Wildcats now with the football at the 40-yard line. There's the handoff to Deuce. Deuce with a little bit of a crease, but not a lot. He picks up 3 yards to the 43, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 as Jamoy Hodge makes the tackle.
We haven't seen blitzing from Joe Gillespie in this ball game. He's going to substitute 3 linemen because he probably is going to have those 3 guys rush wide. He wants some fresh guys in there, but he's going to play 8 in coverage. One of the things TCU does in a cover 4, they keep scooting forward and forward. K-State's been able to hit them in the seams. Could K-State possibly throw down the middle again? 3rd down and 7. That defensive line shifting right before the snap. Back to throw is Howard. Here come the Frogs. Howard rolling to the right. He's going to run. He's at midfield and steps out. Has a first down. Nice run by Will Howard. Got that first down by about a yard. And K-State will move the sticks. Good scramble to the right. They did bring an extra guy, Wyatt, so the linebackers got logged in on the inside. And when Will Howard rolled out to the right, there was no one there to stop him from running for a first down.
K-State to throw it here, near side. Good catch by Phillip Brooks up the line there to catch that one. They'll mark him out at about the 46 or 7-yard line. And Phillip Brooks with a really nice catch for Kansas State.
Yeah, he kept 1 foot in. In the NFL, he wouldn't have been in because he needed 2, but he kept 1 in and reached over the sideline and caught the ball.
From the 46-yard line of the Frogs, Wildcats 2nd and 6, leading 21-17 in the third. 6.5 to go and the clock running. Here's Howard from the right hash. Will gets it off to Deuce Vaughn. Deuce running off left guard will take it to the 43-yard line. Going to pick up about 3 more. Shadrick Banks, linebacker, as the Frog tackler.
Good run. See how they're continuing to probe in the middle, Wyatt, making TCU's linebackers realize they've got to worry about Deuce inside, which allows them to attack in the other parts of the field. Good balanced drive so far by the Wildcats. 7 plays here with the Wildcats running 4 and passing 3.
Under 6 to go in the third. Big play. 3rd down and 3 from the 43-yard line of the Frogs. K-State is 4 of 10 on 3rd down today, and needing one here, obviously. There's the snap. Howard off to Deuce Vaughn, and Deuce will not get the first down. He's close. He got about 2, needed 3.
Will Chris Kleiman go for 4th down here?
Well,
he has got it's almost 2 yards, 1.5 to 2 yards on 4th down.
He's going to send Christian Moore into the game. Wildcats are going to go for it.
They've made 1 of 2 today.
5 minutes, 17 seconds, and the clock running. Monster play here. The Cats 1 of 2 on 4th down this game. 2 men in the backfield. DJ Giddens in there as the running back. K-State 4th down. Here they go. Here's DJ Giddens, and the pile moves forward, and this will be inside the 40, and it will be a first down for Kansas State by about 1 yard. A good pile moving effort there by K-State.
Well, this stadium is full. And on 4th down, K-State got stopped about this part of the field just earlier. I think 90% of the people in the stadium were watching the big board and not the field.
I agree with you.
Because they had that yellow line there, and everyone's going, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? And up on the board, play-by-play live, you could tell he got over the line.
First down. There's the snap. Howard throws near side. It's caught by R.J. Garcia, and up the sideline he goes, and he's shoved out by Bud Clark. They'll give him forward progress to about the 37-yard line. So a short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. The original line of scrimmage, the 39. RJ got that big catch a moment ago for a Wildcat score and gets another catch here.
K-State settled the crowd down, but you got to finish off this drive. You're not yet in field goal range.
This will be the 11th play of the drive. K-State in front with 4 minutes to go in the period. 21-17. There's the toss left side. This is Deuce. Makes a nice cut, lowers his shoulder, and he'll take it to about the 33-yard line. 3 yards shy of a first down. Tackle coming from Dylan Horton. Really good football player on that defensive front for TCU.
Here we go. 3rd down 3. We just talked about that on the previous 3 plays, and
sure
K-State used 2 downs to get a first down. Spreading things out. No backs in the backfield.
From the 34, 3rd and almost 4 for the Wildcats. Howard, empty backfield, looks to the sideline. Play clock is at 10 and now 9. Cats with 2 receivers each way, left and right, now make it trips to the right side. There's the snap. Howard to throw under some pressure, and he's sacked. He's going to go down all the way back near midfield. TCU brought the house, and D. Winters, the linebacker, made the tackle.
D. Winters is so good. 6 guys. When K-State went empty, they only have 5 guys to block, Wyatt. So Will Howard's got to know he cannot hold the ball. He kind of started moving at a 45-degree angle away from the line of scrimmage, trying to buy himself time, but D. Winters too fast, too good. K-State can't go for 4th down. So back at the 45-yard line at TCU's where he got sacked, and they're going to have to punt.
Tay Barber back at the 10-yard line as Zentner comes in to punt for Kansas State. Ty stands at his 40. Good snap. Here's the kick away by Zentner. This one over the head of the receiver, and K-State will see it bounce. Can they save it? I think they did right at about the 1-yard line. So I think they saved that thing right near the goal line, but now they're going to say a touchback. Very close.
And it's almost impossible to review. It's where the football is, not the player. And R.J. Garcia looks like he's the guy who touched the ball right at the goal line. It's not where the person is.
Field is a touchback. Timeout.
And a timeout on the field. Kansas State with 2:26 to go in the third, leading 21-17. This is the K-State football brought to you by Hogemeyer Hybrids. Raised local, raised right here. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. So here we go. Pressure on that Wildcat defense again now. Duggan is in the pistol. Kendre Miller is the running back. They fake it to him. Play action here. Here comes Green on the delayed blitz, and he blasted the quarterback. He throws it deep, and Johnston's got it at the Wildcat 30, and he's pulled down right there by Josh Hayes. Duggan got crushed but he completes it all the way to the Wildcat 30-yard line.
Big time throw while Daniel Green is hitting the quarterback right in the chest. The ball came up short, but coming off his fly route, Quentin Johnson going against Julius Brents, cut into the middle and made the catch on the run. Josh Hayes hustling back, the second defender there, tripped him up at that point. Otherwise, it would have been a bigger play. But Julius Brents was flying down the field straight, and Quentin Johnson realized, I am not going this direction because the ball's in the middle, and makes a big play.
That's 51 yards to the 29-yard line. Here's a handoff straight ahead. And this ball taken to the 26-yard line for 3 by Kendre Miller. It'll be 2nd down and 7. We're in the final 90 seconds now. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter right now. K-State in front 21-17, but the Frogs threatening.
53-yard pass, a 51-yard pass to Quentin Johnson. That's what TCU's been doing all year long, Wyatt, those giant plays.
They're now at 307 in total yards, 280 for the Wildcats. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. There's the snap. Duggan fakes to the back, throws, and it's knocked away by Parrish. Beautifully done. Knocked it away from Hudson at the 13-yard line, and it will be 2nd down. Make it 3rd and 7.
Now about what Jacob Parrish is doing. Playing outside cornerback on a slant pattern, man-to-man, wide open in the middle of the field. He knocks the ball away. And then on 3rd and long, right now, what happens? He goes and changes positions, Wyatt. He's got to play linebacker.
Yeah.
And a 6 DB.
It's amazing.
Because Garber comes in, and he only knows how to play outside corner. He barely knows how to play outside corner.
Minute 6 to go in the third. Wildcats leading 21-17. 3rd and 7 Frogs. We await the snap. There it is to Duggan. 3-step drop. Here come the Cats. He's going to throw a fade, and this ball is to Johnson, and it's in. Oh, my goodness, flags are down. Really tight coverage, and the receiver stays down. That's Quentin Johnston, and he does a couple of push-ups. Julius Brents in coverage, and they're going to call a foul on Julius Brents.
Julius Brents was on the inside, and one of the things that hurts you is the ball was thrown too far to the inside. When that happens, that means the receiver starts jumping to a different angle, and when he does, then he creates a little more contact. Julius Brents.
Pass interference, defense number 23, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Julius Brents looked up at the ball, but he did it not by turning to the inside. He spun 360 and looked up at the ball, and what got him on the call is his left hand was on the arm of Johnston, and Johnson also was diving toward him and made it look a little bit worse. 15-yard penalty.
So they're going to mark the football 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. So the Frogs can get a 1st down without a score here, trying to recapture the lead with a minute to go in the third. Here's Duggan. There's the snap. Pretty good protection. He breaks away and runs, and he will be down at the 11-yard line. And another good play by the Wildcat defense coming up to make that stop.
Jake Clifton.
Yeah, how about that? Just into the ballgame, Jake Clifton.
We are seeing everybody play defense for K-State, and he used great speed. Fans are yelling because the K-State fans are right here, and they thought there's a holding call as Felix Anudike-Uzomah got grabbed around the neck. As the quarterback scrambled to the left, they should have called holding.
Well, that's happened all year long. Just being honest.
After the pass interference call, usually you get a call like that, but no play. What a good tackle by Clifton.
No doubt. 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line. There's the snap to Duggan. Hands the ball off. It's straight ahead, and this is DeMercado to about the 8-yard line. Imari DeMercado is pulled down by Anudike-Uzomah.
It's going to end third quarter, Wyatt.
Yep, the third quarter is over.
Third quarter.
Our third quarter presented by Hogemeyer Hybrids, raised local, raised right here. As we go to the fourth, Cats clinging to a 21-17 lead in the title game. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. So we start the fourth. TCU will have the ball, 3rd and 7 at the 8-yard line. Duggan today, 13 of 25 for 220 yards and a touchdown. And he will set up shop on the play, 3rd down and 7 from the 8. Here we go, 4th quarter, championship on the line. Duggan surveys the Wildcat defense, and they're moving a bit before the snap.
They're showing safety blitz.
Yep. Duggan taking his time. There's the snap. Here they come. There's the throw into the end zone. It's intercepted by Julius Brents, and the Wildcats got pressure from Austin Moore right in the face of the quarterback.
Joe Klanderman brought the heat. He said, we're going to play man-to-man. We're going to blitz everybody. We're going to blitz the linebackers. V.J. Payne lined up in a tough position at the line of scrimmage, and Moore ended up unblocked right in the quarterback's face. He was trying to throw a fade to his best receiver, Quentin Johnston, but he didn't throw the ball up, White. He threw it on the line, and that allowed K-State's Julius Brents to intercept the pass, his 4th interception of the year. K-State gets a touchback and gets the ball at the 20-yard line. They turn away the Horned Frogs.
That is a big-time play. Joe Klanderman has been brilliant as the Wildcats defensive coordinator this season, in particular in the second half, and he dials up a beauty right there. Will Howard and company back to work. Here's the toss. This is Deuce Vaughn running right side, and he is plowed under a short gain to the 21-yard line, and that's it. The tackler is Shadrick Banks. 2nd and long for the Wildcats. Sideline update, courtesy of Oldie Seed with Matt.
This is where those big guys up front have to establish the line of scrimmage, guys. Get some drives going. Convert, move the football, eat some clock, and you've got to do it on the ground. This offensive line's been wonderful all year. Crunch time now on the 4th. That's from the Oldie Seed sidelines.
Here we go. 2nd down and 9 from the 21. Will Howard. 2 men in the backfield with him, with 2 receivers to the left. Tight right is Sammy Wheeler.
2 tight ends.
There's the snap. Back to throw is Howard. Looking near side, has his man Brooks at the 30. And pulled out of bounds ahead of the 35 at the 36-yard line. And K-State wanting a horse collar, but no call as Bud Clark slings him out of bounds. But the Wildcats have a first down.
When you have 2 receivers to the left and you're on the right hash, you run one upfield, which Cade Warner did, and you run a quick out. Perfectly delivered, good coverage by TCU, but just a better play on offense. Perfect throw. He grabbed him by the shirt, threw him down. They thought maybe he threw him after he went out of bounds, but the officials say no call. First down, K-State.
Wildcats from their 36, 1st and 10. Leading 21-17 in the 4th quarter. Here's Deuce, starts middle, angles left, and he'll pick up a little bit of yardage to about the 43-yard line. K-State with the football, under 13.5 to go in the game, leading 21-17 with a title on the line.
Colin Klein has never lost confidence in his running back, right? Deuce Vaughn, Wyatt, does not have a ton of yards.
No.
He has 58 yards on 16 rushes. But if you
it only
keep giving
takes
it to
one,
him,
baby.
remember when he popped the one against Stanford? Going from right to left, just like he is right here, to start the 21 season in this same stadium. He is explosive every time you give him the ball.
2nd down and 3 Cats. Football at the 43-yard line in their territory, nearing midfield. There's the snap to Howard. Here's Howard on a keeper. He's at midfield and down to the 49-yard line of TCU. That is a first down for the Wildcats. It'll be their 15th of the day, and the tackler is going to be D. Winters again. He's been a busy man.
Will Howard is not going to be assigned to run the ball that much, Wyatt. They can't afford for him to get hurt right now. So what have they been doing? Been very careful. But how about the touchdown run when he kept it? This time, you're in the 4th quarter. They have no idea he's going to run the ball, and he takes the ball across midfield.
Howard looks to the sideline. K-State with 2 receivers in a stack formation to the near side left and a wide receiver to the right. 2 men in the backfield. This is going to be DJ Giddens straight ahead, and DJ breaks a tackle inside the 30, or make it the 45 to about the 44-yard line. That's about a 5-yard gain for DJ Giddens, and he continues to be very, very good here. We're down to 12:05 to go. Wildcats in front, 21-17.
He's a change-up back. And this game may come down to who scores next.
Now,
it's way too early. I mean, it could be close at the end, but sometimes you just get this feel like who scores next. The pressure on TCU if they fall behind by 2 scores could be enormous, and if K-State fell behind TCU, it'll be tough.
Brooks and Garcia to the right, wide receiver to the left. 2nd down and 5 Cats. Will Howard sends a man in motion. Here's the handoff to Deuce, and he angles to the left and has an opening. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 25 to the 20. He is at the 10. He will house it. Touchdown! Touchdown, Kansas State! The Deuce is loose in the title game. Wildcats score with 11:27 to go in the game. My, oh my, we said it a moment ago. It only takes one. There is that one. Kansas State leads 27-17.
Deuce Vaughn had 59 yards rushing, 17 carries. But did they give up on giving him the ball? Absolutely not. Giving the ball to the left side. KT Levinson busts his guy to the outside. Cooper Beebe busts his guy to the inside. And suddenly, cutting back to the left side, Deuce Vaughn's in open field. He ran a question mark or S pattern and was untouched to finish it off for a K-State touchdown.
Extra point is good. Kansas State is in front in this game. It is 28-17. More in a moment. K-State football presented by Kubota and Land Pride. For a participating dealer, visit KStateKubotaDealers.com and the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. Wildcats in front 28-17 against unbeaten and number 3 TCU. Zentner, foot to ball, and this is a beauty of a kick. Wow, that hit the crossbar. We pause 10 seconds for station identification on the K-State Sports Network. This is Wildcat football. TCU will start with the football with 11:27 to go at their own 25 and down 28-17. They've taken on all comers this year and have won them all at 12-0. And they've trailed in the fourth quarter several times, and Duggan is back to work here. There's the snap. Here's the handoff to Darius Davis. Davis on a stretch play across the 25 to about the 29-yard line for 4. Second down coming up.
K-State's using backup linebackers right now, so take note. Desmond Purnell, Nick Allen in the ball game, so a little rest for Austin Moore and Daniel Green.
Now Austin
Moore is back out there.
Yep. So 2nd and 6 for the Frogs. Moving it from left to right. K-State showing blitz. Back to throws Duggan. He has a free play here, and the ball is incomplete at the Wildcat 28. And a flag down here on the near side. K-State was probably in the neutral zone.
Yeah, they were. He knew it too. Smart play by the quarterback to throw it up for grabs. That should be one of the few penalties of the day for K-State, only their second of the day.
Yeah, they had 1 for 15, and the Frogs only 2 for 20. There's a reason why these pups are here.
Defense number 92. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Neither of these teams get penalized much. Remember, TCU was knocking on the door, Wyatt. 3rd and 7 at the 8, and I said defense has just as much advantage at that point as the offense. They didn't get a field goal. They didn't get a touchdown. K-State got a turnover, and look who scores first. Deuce Vaughn goes over 100 yards for the 20th time in his career.
Incredible. Cats in front. There's the snap to Duggan. Hands it off to Kendra Miller. Miller trying to bounce it outside, takes it to the 39-yard line, and that will be a first down. Kendra Miller, Cats have done a good job on him all day. That's just his 13th carry. He's still under 70 yards rushing, and the Wildcat stop from Drake Cheatham and also Jacob Parrish. Frogs right back to the line of scrimmage. 10.5 to go. K-State in front. It's 28-17. Duggan wearing the black top. There's the snap to number 15, the senior. Here come the Cats. There's the throw to the far side. Julia sprints in coverage, and it's incomplete. And another flag. Wow, that's harsh.
Underthrown. When it's underthrown,
yep.
You know, pro and college football just got to do something about the underthrown ball. You shouldn't be rewarded. That ball was 5 yards behind the receiver, Quentin Johnston.
Defense number 23. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
At least in college, it's a max 15 yards. In the pros, Wyatt, that'd have been a 35-yard penalty.
Exactly right.
So, you know, the receivers stop because the ball's underthrown, try to come back to the ball, and then when they get grabbed, it's a penalty. So it's not so much that it wasn't a penalty, it's just underthrown footballs are one of the things that happen in college and pro football a lot.
So the Frogs continue to march here. They have it 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Wildcats.
How much has Duggan fired the ball deep downfield today as a response? I mean, that's good news for K-State that he's not able to hit his medium receivers over the middle like he did in the first drive.
14 of 27 today for 224 and a touchdown, but K-State has made him earn it. Duggan back to throw, and he winds up deep down the seam, and it's dropped at the 10-yard line. Oh, my goodness, that was close. Blair Conright had an opportunity and couldn't reel it in.
Well, Blair Conright, Wyatt, has only one start in his career. This year has only 4 receptions. So that's a down the seam, great throw. I mean, that was a great throw, and the receiver just not experienced enough to pull it in under pressure. He's in the seam and open.
2nd down and 10 from the 46 of the Cats for TCU. 10:08 to go. 28-17 Wildcats. Ball from the right hash for Duggan. There's the snap to him. A little bit of pressure, pretty good protection, and now he's hit as he throws. Fires it down deep, and it's intercepted by Brent, so he couldn't hang on. He had it momentarily, but couldn't hang on, and the TCU receiver down at the 10-yard line and slow to get up. That's Jared Wiley.
K-State's putting pressure on Max Duggan. So when he's throwing, he's getting hit, and he's looking deep downfield.
Yeah.
He's trying to throw the ball on a X route, and his receiver just falls down because he overthrew his tight end by so much. Jared Wiley fell down, and so playing a zone, the K-State Wildcats, Julius Brents looked like he was going to make the catch, but backpedaling, he fell on his back and didn't catch it.
From the 46, 3rd and 10. Play clock is at 5, and now 4. Duggan will have to hustle. 3rd and long for TCU. There's the snap. It may have been late. They're letting them play. Shoots it down the middle, high and incomplete. It's incomplete.
And he's
it'll be
yelling.
4th down.
He is mad at himself. The quarterback is mad at himself. Wyatt, the pressure's building for TCU. Just like USC, who said all they had to do was beat Utah, and they're going to be in the championship bracket of the college football playoff in the top 4. They're going to go for 4th down here, Wyatt. They're pressing it.
4th and 10 from the 46. K-State wants a stop right here if they can get it. Will they pressure or will they play back?
I think they'll drop, but the pass rush has been getting after it.
They sure have. Duggan from the right hash mark. 5 on the play clock. There's the snap. 3-step drop. There's the throw to the far side, and it's caught at the 30-yard line, and that is some kind of play there. Up into the air, Tay Barber with an amazing catch for a 1st down.
BJ Payne hit him in the back right as he caught the football. Amazing concentration. K-State rush 3, dropped in the zone. You got to hit the guy hard, and somehow Tay Barber remains with the ball in his hands.
He paid for it, but he made an amazing catch, and this will send us to break. 9:47 to go. 28-17 Cats. K-State football presented by Kubota and Land Pride. For a participating dealer, visit KStateKubotaDealers.com. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. K-State has another 100-yard game from Deuce Vaughn. 19 rushes for 110 yards and a score. And playing in this second half without a couple of their stars, one on offense, one on defense. The offensive guy, Malik Knowles, somebody had to step up. R.J. Garcia, well, he was that guy. 2 catches, 27 yards and a touchdown. And here we go back to action. The Frogs on the move, and they will have it 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 30.
What an unbelievable catch by Tay Barber. He has more catches than any other TCU player, and he proves why he's so good right there.
He stays in the game, by the way. He's in the slot to the right. How about that? There's the snap. Duggan to throw. Here come the Cats. Duggan flushed out of the pocket to the right. He's going to take off and run. 30. He's at the 20. Sidesteps a man. He's at the 10. And he is down at about the 6-yard line and stopped by Jacob Parrish.
But there's a flag. It's probably going to be holding against TCU.
Back at the 36-yard line.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
When you scramble one direction, you often can create a holding call by your tackle. It wasn't called earlier, but it is this time against right tackle Andrew Coker.
Coker, a senior from Katy, Texas, James E. Taylor High School. 13 consecutive starts this year for the Horned Frogs senior.
And he does it against Austin Moore, who was rushing the quarterback and getting stopped by the left tackle. He stopped his initial charge, but then when the quarterback scrambled, he held on and got called for holding.
Duggan and company now will have it 1st down and long after the mark off back to the 32. There's the snap. Here's Duggan to throw into the middle of the field, high and incomplete at the 20-yard line. BJ Payne was actually the closest guy to catching the ball.
Remember all those hits we talked about putting on Duggan, and they can make an effect? And then when a quarterback runs as far as he did, Wyatt, you get gassed. What has Duggan's passes been most of this second half? High.
Yes.
A lot of high. And he's frustrated with himself. He's just, you can see himself just saying, come on, throw the ball. That time he overthrew his receiver. It almost was an interception, Wyatt.
2nd down and 20 now from the 40. Frogs needing a score with 9:01 to go. Down 28-17 to our Wildcats. From the near right hash, here's Duggan. Slings it to the near side. Ball is caught, and this is Kendre Miller, and he will be shoved out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. BJ Payne, boy, is that guy going to be a good player or what?
Ostermore was first to slow him down, but good tackling by Payne to finish him off.
Frogs, third down now. Third down, and we're going to call it 15. Actually 14 now. Ball just inside the 35 at the 34. Duggan, 16 of 33. He's been hit hard at times today. There's the snap to him. Here comes some pressure. Hit as he throws, and it is behind Wiley, but up into the air, and he got it at the 22 or 3. Makes the catch, and it's just short of the first down with 8:13 to go.
Well, down by 11, you could kick a field goal and try to get 8, but most coaches don't think that way. He gained enough yardage on that back shoulder throw. Good throw, getting hit again. Well, he's going to kick the field goal, it looks like, unless it's a fake, but it's okay to say, I'll take a field goal here and be down by 8. That's one of the two strategies. Most people don't do it, but man, this is a pressure kick, a giant kick.
42 yards for Griffin Kell from the far hash. Kell missed earlier in the game from 55. This one from 42. A little bit of a high snap, and the kick is on the way, and it is good. Nice big kick there for Griffin Kell, and with 7:34 to go, it's now Cats 28 and the Frogs 20. K-State football presented by Kubota and Land Pride. For a participating dealer, visit KStateKubotaDealers.com on the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. Here we go. K-State to get the ball back. Again, the deep man is Phillip Brooks and not Malik Knowles. Malik injured in that first half.
And last time they kicked it over to the inexperienced one.
There's the kick. This one headed for Phillip Brooks, and he'll field it at the 3 and bring it ahead. He's at the 10, 15, sidesteps 1 to the 20, and will be down at about the 21-yard line. So not a bad return, but not quite to the 25.
They didn't.
Bobby Izor makes the stop.
They didn't kick it to Seth Porter this time. They kicked it to Phillip Brooks. So half of a quarter left, 7:29 left. K-State up by 8. The Wildcats in their last 6 games, including this one, have only allowed 6 points to be scored or less in every fourth quarter. TCU just got 3. Can K-State keep them off the board the rest of the way? But you lean on the offense right now. Why? You got a chance to go down with an 8-point lead, to take time off and score points.
Right back to action from the 21. Ball between the hash marks. Will Howard brings a man in motion. That's Cade Warner. Here's the handoff to Deuce Vaughn, and Deuce is corralled, and he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard to the 19. Clock will run with 7:20 to go, but it will be second down and 11.
Sometimes people say, oh boy, you've been conservative. Well, didn't we just see K-State give the ball to Deuce Vaughn on the last possession and wait for the explosion to occur? So sometimes you get stopped, sometimes it blows open. It's a game of inches out here.
No doubt about that. Second and long with 7 minutes to go and the clock running. Howard is in the pistol. Deuce is his running back. 2 receivers to the near side. R.J. Garcia to the right. Play fake. Throw into the middle. It's caught by Brooks. And Phillip will have it at the 31-yard line. And that will be a first down for Kansas State. Really nice throw by Will Howard.
Yeah, just like throwing a dart. Quick release. Whitey's tall. So with no lineman right in front of his face, he threw the ball at an angle straight down to the short Phillip Brooks. So safe, exactly what you want. Hit him in stride inside of the defender, and K-State has a first down.
6 catches today for Phillip for 48 yards, and that was a big one. The Wildcats getting a first down, their 18th of the day. There's the snap to Howard. Here's Deuce looking and grinding ahead across the 35 to about the 36. So he'll pick up a little bit of yardage here, almost 5. The stop from Shadrick Banks, and he's been busy today. And that's because we haven't seen Johnny Hodges, who has been struggling with a hamstring injury. So Hodge out, Shadrick Banks in to join Jamoy Hodge and Winters in that linebacker core.
TCU's a little worn out. They did not hit him very hard. He actually went to the left, got muddled up, and then went to the right and picked up more.
Second down and 4 for Kansas State.
TCU standing up. They're not in their positions very quickly.
They do look a little tired. Here's the handoff. Deuce tries to get outside, but cannot. He's stopped at the 34.5-yard line.
What can't you do against this TCU crew? Try to stretch the ball all the way to the sideline. They are so good. We talked about that in the first quarter. This time it's Mark Perry up at the line of scrimmage. He fills in and tackles him for a loss.
Well, you want to talk about a monster play. Here we go. 3rd and 6 Cats with the ball at their own 35, leading 28-20. with 5:15 to play in the ballgame.
K-State only 4 of 12 on third down today, but better than a 2 of 13 by TCU.
Empty backfield for Will Howard. Let's see if the Frogs bring the house. They've done it before in this game. Vaughn in the slot to the near side left. Howard to throw. He's going to go deep, has a man out there, and it's Deuce. It's incomplete at the 28-yard line with no flag, covered by Perry. Mark Perry in coverage, and K-State will be looking at 4th and 6 with under 5 to play.
They ran Deuce on and out and up type of move, and he was guarded by a safety. They hoped that he'd have a linebacker on him, but they had a safety, so he was guarded well.
So we're going to head to a break here in just a moment after the punt, so be aware of that. Zentner is on for K-State to punt it. Randon Plattner, the snapper, and a very good one. Perfect snap. Here's the kick away. High spinning kick. Fair catch is called for at the 15-yard line and made by Tay Barber. And now we will go to break.
Penalty on the play.
Let's keep it right here for a moment. We'll make sure, find out what the penalty. The flag's over on the far side at the 36-yard line. Kevin Marr will tell us.
Illegal formation, kicking team more than 4 in the backfield. That penalty will be assessed at the dead ball spot. 5 yards, timeout.
K-State football presented by Kubota and Land Pride. For a participating dealer, visit KStateKubotaDealers.com. Cats up 8 with 4:47 to go. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.
TCU's won a ton of close games this year, Wyatt, and K-State's putting the heat on them to say, you got to prove it one more time to win a Big 12 championship.
Duggan in the pistol. He's got 2 receivers to the left and to the right. Quentin Johnston is wide left this time for TCU. We await the snap to Duggan, maybe changing the play. Kendra Miller, the running back, shifts to the right side of it. Cats showing blitz here, and here's the fake. Quarterback keeper, he's at the 20. Duggan is hit hard and pulled down at the 35-yard line. So we got 15 and a really nice fake to Kendra Miller. He pulls the ball back and gets 15.
Okay, State brought the heat. The linebackers were up trying to make the tackle for loss. So when the quarterback slipped out, there was no second level, so he had a nice run.
From the right hash, Duggan set again. Back to throw. Slings it near side. It's behind the back, and he is knocked down by Austin Moore at the 29-yard line. That'll be a little bit of a loss on the play.
It's a big loss of 5 yards.
Yes, sir. Almost 6.
What a tackle by Austin Moore.
That dude is really something. Lewisburg, Kansas. 2nd down for the Frogs. 4 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Duggan with trips left and a wide receiver to the right. Will the Cats come after him here? Here they come. Duggan will throw far side, has Johnston out there, and it's incomplete. Is there a flag? I don't see any. It's incomplete. And K-State's Julius Prince a little bit slow to his feet with his helmet off. I think he's okay, but
he has to come out of the game if he takes his helmet off.
Yeah.
So now you've got to bring in 2 inexperienced cornerbacks. That ball was thrown deep again, and the ball hit the chest of the receiver, but Brents was there to knock it away. Did he get his hand there a little bit early? The officials say no, incomplete.
Well, that was knocked off by the offensive player. Sideline update with Matt courtesy of Oldie.
Yeah, I think he got poked in the eye. He's okay, but the helmet came off during the play. He didn't pull it off himself, but he has come out, and the K-State training staff give him a quick look over Wyatt. That's from the Oldie seat sidelines.
Omar Daniels will come in to replace him. Daniels wears number 4 and will be on the left side positionally of that Kansas State defense. 3rd and 15 for TCU. Duggan from the right hash mark, ready to go again. 3-step drop. A little bit of pressure. Now he's going to step up and run. K-State will converge on him, but he breaks a tackle, and down he goes short of the first down at the 43-yard line, but he didn't miss it by much. It's only 2 yards shy.
K-State just rushed 3 with all these young players in. They had to play zone. So he got away, scrambled up the middle, and came up just short. It's 4th down. 4th
down and 2 for the Frogs. We await the snap to Max Duggan. There's the snap to him. He's going to run the football straight ahead. He's at the midfield stripe into K-State territory inside the 40, and they'll mark him down at around the 37-yard line. 3:17 to go in a nail-biter of a game for a championship. Wildcats 28-20 over TCU, but the Frogs are on the move.
He's a physical runner. This is the way he started the year, and he had the first down easily.
Greg Cheatham makes the stop. There's the snap to Duggan. Duggan under some pressure. He'll let it go, firing deep downfield, and has a man, and it's caught by Hudson, and a penalty flag is down. He may have pushed off.
They're going to call offensive pass interference.
Yep, he pushed off.
Jordan Hudson, freshman, working against Omar Daniels. Who would have thought the Big 12 championship?
Offense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And Max Duggan is slow to get up. He got hit. But who would have thought the Big 12 championship game would be coming down in the last minutes with the ball flying in the air toward the end zone with Jordan Hudson versus Omar Daniels?
No one.
No one.
No one. Unbelievable.
That's like winning the lottery if you'd have predicted that. He caught the ball as he separated at the 1-yard line. They're saying, as TCU fans, hey, he didn't push, he just pivoted.
They spot the ball at the Frog 47.
And Sonny Dykes is screaming at the official, but not the one who called it.
Right. 3:01 to go. 1st and 25. Here's Emari DiMercato running left. DiMercato stacked up at the Wildcat 48-yard line on a 1st and 25 play with 2:50 to go. Fans continuing to boo, at least the TCU fans. K-State fans elated, of course. Back to the line of scrimmage. DiMercato remains the running back now. Here comes some pressure from the Cats. Duggan under some pressure from Deuce Green. Rolls to the near side left and runs. He's got the 40. He's got the 30. Down the sideline he goes and is going to be pushed out by Drake Cheatham. Cheatham will push him out, but he's got a monster gain inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Well, that's a Heisman Trophy type of moment because K-State had the pressure on. He has blood running down off his elbow like Colin Klein did back in 2011. K-State brought the heat. Looked like they might get him, but he slipped down the left side, and because the secondary was all playing man-to-man on the opposite side of the field, he ran down the left sideline forever.
Yep, 40 yards for Duggan. It will be 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Can the Wildcats turn him away? Duggan with an empty backfield. There's the snap. He's going to run the ball to the left. He's at the 5. He's in for the score. A touchdown with 1:51 to go for Max Duggan. That makes it a 28-26 Wildcat lead with 1:51 to play.
The guy's exhausted after the long run, and yet he's able to take it around the left side. He can hardly breathe right now. He's down like a catcher, bent down in the end zone saying, I'm exhausted, but he was able to take it in easily. The first Wildcat touched him at the goal line, but they got to score 2 points here. Otherwise, K-State still has the lead. So erase everything from your mind. It's 3-yard line. Can you stop TCU right here and keep the lead?
They'll line it up here, and I'm sure we'll see. Yep, DiMercato will stay in the ballgame. 2 receivers to the short side left, 1 to the right. Back to throw. Duggan has his man, and it's caught by Wiley for the score, and we're tied. Jared Wiley with the 2-point conversion catch with 1:51 to go. So TCU comes back to tie the game at 28-28. What a wild football game this has been. We remind you to keep that Wildcat spirit alive by joining the K-State Alumni Association. Give back at amazing member benefits. Stay connected. Become a member today. For details, visit k-state.com. That Wildcat, or I should say that scoring drive delivered by BriggsAuto.com. From sales to service, Briggs works harder for you. 8-yard touchdown play and the 2-point conversion. 8 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
This is the way TCU's played all year, very confidently, like, hey, we're going to get it done. Remember when Sonny Dykes kicked the field goal, Wyatt? Didn't panic, say we're down by 8, we can still get in this game. Now, K-State just needs to match that. If you would have told me earlier today, K-State has a football with just under 2 minutes left in the game, tied with TCU for a Big 12 championship, would you take it? The answer is yes.
Of course.
You've got to erase how you got here and just say, let's go play.
We will be watching with interest on this kick. Will they kick it deep to Brooks, or will they kick it to the near side again? Because the Cats are playing without Malik Knowles.
They can't get it to the end zone, it seems.
Here's the kick. This one to the far side, and this will be towards Phillip Brooks. Brooks at the 3-yard line, and here he comes. Return middle of the field. He's at the 10. He's at the 20. He's at the 25 to the 30 and out to the 34. That's a terrific return. And K-State with 1:45 to go and 3 timeouts left in a 28-28 game with an opportunity here.
They had a nice little tunnel and reaching out with the left hand to make a tackle while he's being blocked. It looked like it's Millard Bradford. Otherwise, it could have gone further. But K-State gets great field position at the 35-yard line with 1:45 left.
It was Bradford indeed. First down. They officially mark it at the 35. First and 10 Cats. 28-28 our score. Will Howard is in the pistol. There's the snap to him. Hands the ball off to Deuce Vaughn. Deuce trying to get to the outside, and he will take it up the near sideline to about the 39, and the clock will continue to wind.
He kept pushing forward. It could have been a 2 or 1 yard run, but as they're pulling to the left, he's able to push the ball up and get about 5.
Yep, second down coming up for the Wildcats with the football right at the 40-yard line.
Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts.
There's the snap. Howard wants to throw. Looking under some pressure, rolling the pocket to the right. He'll fire to the far side for Deuce, and it's over his head. Deuce was going up the far right sideline. It is incomplete, and it will be 3rd and 5 K-State with 1:14 to go.
Yeah, it's not how the play was designed. It was a scramble situation where he said, hey, Deuce, can you figure something out? And the linebacker did a good job of covering Deuce Vaughn, so he threw the ball away.
Wildcats to the line of scrimmage. What a big play this is. K-State on 3rd down today is 4 of 13. It's 3rd and 5 from their own 40. Tied at 28. Big 12 title game. Howard with an empty backfield looks to the sideline. Has what he wants. Play clock is at 8 and now 7 and now 6. There's the snap to Will Howard. Into the middle it goes, and the ball is caught, and it's a first down at midfield and to the 48-yard line of TCU. Deuce Vaughn, one of the best in the country, out of the backfield, receiving the ball with a first down for Kansas State.
They threw a slant. It was another dart-type pass, and he was between linebackers, safeties. What a great job by Deuce Vaughn.
Here we go. Howard back to work again. Looking. Wanted to throw it to the left. Can't. Throws to the right and has R.J. Garcia incomplete at the 17-yard line. Outside the numbers near the sideline. Downstairs, courtesy of Oldie Seed with Matt.
You'd like to see K-State maybe get 12 or 13 more yards, make it around at worst, make it around a 50-yard field goal for Ty Zentner. We all know he has the leg for it. That's from the Oldie Seed sidelines.
55 seconds left. Wildcats and Frogs tied at 28. Cats second down and 10 now with the football at the 48-yard line.
Remember, you can run still here, Wyatt.
You bet. All timeouts remaining for both clubs.
You know, 55 seconds is forever when you got the ball.
Absolutely. Howard in the pistol. There's the snap to him. Under some pressure, trying to set up a screen, and now just throw it into the... Uh-oh, he went down, wanting a flag, does not get it. TCU putting pressure on Will Howard, and that stops the clock with 50 seconds to go, and it will be second and 10.
K-State is not a big screen team, but they had that screen against KU for 80 yards. The middle screen, they went back to it here, but TCU's linebackers hugged up to the running back. No chance to get the football out.
Wildcats again go empty with Howard. Wide receiver right, trips to the left. 50 seconds left. 3rd and 10.
K-State's going to call timeout.
And they'll have 2 remaining.
Kansas State has called their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
See, when you talk about game strategy, if the clock were running, Wyatt, and you call timeout, you may have made a mistake, because if you don't get a first down, the way teams can move, and TCU has deep ball threats, they may get a field goal. But when the clock stopped and you have 3 timeouts with the 50 seconds left, you can say, let's let all of our guys rest. You know, Will Howard on that screen scrambled backwards 15 yards and then got shoved down. That takes a little bit out of your body. So they just said, hey, let's settle Will down. Get his breath back, everyone calm down, and then they could talk about this. How about we can still run the ball? You can still run the football here. Now, if you get to the first down marker, the 38-yard line, you would be kicking a 56-yard field goal. So you really need to get at least one more first down to have a legitimate shot for a field goal. So you're right now not thinking about field goal, you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna get a first down.
You bet.
This play's big because you set up what your 3rd down and 4th down decisions are made and how the odds play out. Do you get to your favor?
Here we go. 3rd and 10 from the 48 for Will Howard and crew.
Can't take a sack. They're only rushing
to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Howard flushed out of the pocket to the right, throws to the near side, up into the air, and it's incomplete. It's intended for Cade Warner. He had a shot at it, but Travius Hodges-Tomlinson in coverage, and it's going to be 4th down.
It's a little bit high, and not a quite great spiral, but the ball hits off the fingertips, and K-State's going to punt.
Ty Zentner comes on to punt with 45 seconds to go in a 28-all tie. It is Tay Barber back deep for TCU at his 10-yard line. Very dangerous return man. Good snap, and here's the kick away. This one to the near side. K-State chasing it, and it's caught in the air by Seth Porter. They're going to mark it at the 6-yard line with 38 seconds to go. TCU, with all 3 timeouts left, will have the football. My, oh my, what a game.
Inches, game of inches. The ball barely missed on that pass completion on 3rd down. Now, what do you do? In the old days, it was easy, like kneel down and let's go to overtime. But TCU, will they think that they can get into field goal range? Will they stress it? And could they possibly make a mistake and throw an interception here or get sacked in the end zone?
All of that stuff is on the table.
You used to think about the negativity when you're on offense. Now you only think about the positiveness. But Felix Dike Uzama, remember that Texas Tech game last year where he blew things up at this point on the field?
And now we've got a timeout already before the Frogs can run a play.
TCU, the first of the half.
So they'll take a timeout here, a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Let's go downstairs, courtesy of Oldie Seat.
Boy, is the stress palpable here on the K-State sideline. The other thing, guys, we've talked about big plays time and time again. You simply can't let anybody get behind you at this point. I don't think there's any doubt that TCU tries to find a way to get into field goal range. They've got 2 timeouts left down, 38 seconds to go, but boy, I tell you, it is thick in this building. What a day it's been. Are we going to overtime, or does TCU get it done for an 8th time this year? Wyatt and Stan, that's from the Oldie Seat sidelines.
K-State's got to have the safeties back, but you got to be careful that they catch the ball on the seam on the run, that you're too conservative, and they run after catch, but they act like they're going to kneel.
They do. There's the, I think they're going to play for overtime here.
Wow.
They take the victory formation, snap in the knee.
Wyatt, when I played this out in my head over and over and over again, I said there's a 41 to 50% chance that K-State could win, and everyone asked me even the last minutes before the game, Wyatt, what did I say? I keep coming up with even. Where are we?
Even. And we're going to head
overtime in a Big 12 championship game. Remember 1998? I don't want to remember 1998.
We're going to go to break here, and we'll alert our affiliates. This is game break number 9. We're headed to overtime, tied at 28. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield. Wow, so much to think about here as we head into the overtime period.
Yeah, and you can't think about what's happened previously in the game. That's hard to do because you can sort out this call or that call or how you blew an 8-point lead, or that's what will be talked about for months, years, whatever. Yeah. But right now, you just got to settle in. If you win the toss, you say you want to play defense first. Overtime rules say you can score a touchdown in overtime and kick a PAT. Second overtime, you must go for 2 if we get to 2 overtimes. Third overtime, Wyatt, isn't from the 25-yard line. It's from the 2-yard line. Yeah. So you run a play from the 2, they run a play for the 2. Each time you both get a chance to do it. We'll start at the 25. When you get to the end of the first overtime, if you're the second team to score a TD and you're down by 7, you might say, hey, in the second overtime we got to go for 2 anyway. Let's just put it on the line right now. A lot of strategy. College football's overtime is awesome. Better than the pros. So much at stake. K-State's last overtime game was November 4th of 2017 against Texas Tech when K-State won. And in 1998, on December 5th, they played Texas A&M in a overtime game that unfortunately.
Congratulations on a great ball game so far.
Texas A&M
Here
won.
are the rules for overtime. Each team will get 1 timeout. There will be no carryover for each timeout. If we play the first overtime and we're still tied, we'll go to a second overtime. Then we'll play 2-point conversions after that in the second overtime. If we go to a third overtime, each team will have possessions from the 3-yard line. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, here's our coin. Blue side's heads, red eagle is tails. Blue side's heads, red eagle is tails. Adrian, it's going to be your call. What's the call going to be? Tails is the call. It is tails. Kansas State has won the toss. Okay, Kansas State has elected to play defense. Quentin, which which end of the field do you want to play on? You want to play at that end? Okay.
They want to play on the TCU
It'll be
end of the field, where their band is.
At that end. Okay.
Minuscule advantages in overtime. It's so fair how it goes back and forth. TCU has to go first now, and if we go to second overtime, K-State has to go first. But at least you would like to go second. That seems to be a 51-49 advantage. 28-28.
Crazy.
What a show. The best conference championship game going into the day. The only one with 2 top 10 teams going at it are tied at 28. An 11 o'clock kickoff. What a show America's receiving.
Yeah, it's big time, and just the feel here from the time I'll say it, when they opened the doors this morning, you could just feel it from everybody. All folks are in purple. Both teams, 2 really good teams, playing for a second time this season, and not a whole lot of difference between them.
You always got to take inventory of who does K-State have on the field. They've got Parrish playing one of the cornerback positions.
And we are set to go here from the 25-yard line, first down. Duggan operates. Hands the ball off to Kendre Miller, and Miller bounces it outside to the 20, and he's down to about the 10-yard line. He got the edge, and TCU will have a first down.
They went to the Parrish side. He bounced it out to the right for the touchdown, and he bounced it out to the right where the young cornerback is as well. And the young safety, VJ Payne, couldn't get him. He turned a corner.
So the Frogs will have it, 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
But White, it's hard for offenses to score from the 10 statistically. Can K-State play those odds out?
Trent Battle in the ball game as a running back for TCU. So 2 in the backfield with Duggan from the 10. There's the snap. There's the handoff to Kendre Miller, and he stumbles a little bit but moves forward to just inside the 7-yard line near the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal. We're in overtime, tied at 28-28.
You want to play 2 plays, White, just 2 good plays, and force head coach Sonny Dykes to make a decision. Will he settle for a field goal? Can you make 2 plays to force that decision?
Here we go. From the 6-yard line, we await the snap to Duggan. And there it is. Duggan back to throw. Angling to the left. Now he's going to take off and run the football, and he'll get to about the 1 and stretches to the end zone. Did he get in? No, they're going to rule him down just short at the 1-yard line.
He scrambled around the left and cut inside. He got the ball over the line, but was his knee down first.
Running to his left side, and he was hit by Khalid Duke.
They may have to review this play.
Maybe.
Duggan's run for over 100 yards today, Wyatt, and almost all of it here in the 4th quarter.
He thought he was in.
No, his left elbow, his left part of his wrist went down. That means he's down.
Yeah, I agree.
3rd and goal.
So 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. K-State needs a stop right here if they can get it. I formation set for the first time. Carter wearing the, here's his timeout.
They're going to review it, which just creates a ton more drama, Wyatt.
Right.
So the coaches can talk forever. It's really, really close. He scrambled to his left, and when he got around the corner, he barely outran Felix and DK Uzama. But then when he outran him, he was able to cut back, and Khalid Duke tried to rip him, like hit him hard, and he slipped inside of Khalid Duke and started falling toward the goal line when another Wildcat got there to take him down.
TCU.
Frogs have burned their timeout here. It's their lone timeout in overtime, and let's go downstairs to Matt, courtesy of ODC.
The one thing I wanted to say before overtime got going was don't let Mr. Duggan beat you with his feet. He's done it here in the second half. K-State did a great job spying him much of the ball game, but he is broken free, and as you said, over 100 yards now on the ground. The football is just inside the 1, and it doesn't look like this play is going to get reviewed. Well, now at the 11th hour.
I don't think it's going to get reviewed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it
wants it to be reviewed.
Yeah, they're trying.
Every play is getting reviewed.
Call timeout to challenge the ruling on the field.
See, they can challenge it. So they specifically said, we're challenging it. We want it looked at. But the replay officials look at every play. So unless the officials come in with different eyes, The replay guys upstairs are running this right now over and over and over again. And the thing that got him is before he stuck the football out over the goal line with his right hand, Wyatt, his wrist on his left hand touched the ground. When his wrist touched the ground, play over.
That's over.
Now, if they marked it right, it was about 3 inches from the goal line. So I'm not sure.
And maybe even a little more than that, but not much.
Well, see, they're showing us a replay on the big, giant 60-yard board,
Yep.
but his whole forearm's down.
Yeah.
He's down a little bit before that. When that wrist touches before the elbow goes down, that's where he would be down. So they're saying, oh, man, it's really close. I think the play is going to stand. So you got a battle. This means that TCU is going to go for 4th down, Wyatt.
So you want to.
That's what it means.
Try to get him stopped here a couple of times.
Yeah, they're not going to kick a field goal.
It's a tall order.
Right, they're not going to kick a field goal 3rd and 6 inches.
No.
If they don't score, they're going to go for it.
I don't think this will be a real long look by Brad Van Vark and his crew in the replay booth.
It shouldn't be, because remember, they're reviewing it as soon as the play's over.
Yeah, because the elbow's down too, just inside, or at least it appears so on the board.
Anything other than a hand, Wyatt, is down.
Yeah.
So it's a wrist is not a runner continuing on. A wrist is down. Forearm down.
Elbow down.
Elbow obviously down.
Yeah.
He did a good job of stretching out, though, man. If his left forearm wouldn't have been on the ground, the rest of his body is like in a push-up position. He's a strong runner, isn't he? He's making a big run for the Heisman.
Oh, for sure.
I was thinking about him. I can't say who I'm going to vote for, and I don't know who I'm going to vote for, but he was right there on the list fighting for number 1 on my ballot, and a lot of people in the country are watching this. Win or lose, hopefully lose for Max Duggan. He has done an amazing job here in the 4th quarter. But, hey, we're in an overtime game. No matter if they call a touchdown here or they sneak it in on the next play or if they score on the next play, you got to get back on offense. You got 25 yards and 4 plays.
Got to go.
And K-State, when they go second, if TCU gets a touchdown, Wyatt, they know they're using all 4 plays. That's what's nice about being second, that you don't have to settle for any field goals.
Again, Brad Van Vark looking at it upstairs here at AT&T Stadium. Kevin Marr on the headset, and now getting an opinion from maybe one of his running mates on the field as we look down there. 28 all our score. We're in overtime. The ball is at the 1-yard line. It was a 3rd down and 1 play.
I mean, Max Duggan has run the ball well his whole career. He's in his 41st start. He's run for almost 1,850 yards in his career.
After further review, the ball carrier's elbow was down with the ball short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down. The ball will be inside the 1-yard line.
So he is down just inside the 1, and it will be 3rd and goal.
Don't take anything for granted. Line your big boys up right next to that center, Wyatt, and don't worry about being offsides. If you're offsides, what's the penalty? Half the distance to the goal. Fire off the ball, Wyatt. Try to blow the center up. Try to blow him up and cause a fumble. You have nothing to lose here from the K-State defensive perspective. Offside doesn't matter.
With that said, Uso Seumalo is in the ball game.
He's kind of big.
Yeah. So the Frogs up to the ball, just inside the 1, 3rd and goal. 2 receivers to the short side left, and they're going to go with Duggan up under center this time. There's the snap to Duggan. Hands it off to Kendre Miller, and he got stuffed. He didn't make it.
Ball may be loose. Ball may be loose.
Let's see if it's loose.
He tried to reach the ball over on his 2nd surge. He reached his right arm out, Wyatt, to get over the goal line. And he might have gotten it there. Oh. It's really close, but it's dangerous. Deuce Green almost stole it from him at that time.
I think the ball was out momentarily, and Seumalo is down holding his right knee.
And TCU's going crazy. They're saying he's faking it.
Let's go downstairs, courtesy of Oldie Seed with Matt.
Guys, Seumalo was up and did go down, but K-State got away with in the neutral zone right there. There was no flag thrown. The football right now is, I'm going to say, about 3 inches from the goal line, but Seumalo, who was in the middle of that pack, got up and then did go down. They're going to check his right knee at the moment, a couple yards deep in the end zone. That's from the Oldie Seed sidelines.
It's 4th down now. They didn't go quarterback sneak, Wyatt. They handed the ball back in the backfield, which gave K-State a chance, and right up the middle. I'm telling you, if you're a defensive lineman and you get a chance to talk, K-State's coaches are talking. Joe Klanderman's out there, and he can say, guys, we have nothing to lose. Don't worry about firing off too quickly.
Yeah.
Fire off and try to stop them here. and you will get the benefit of the doubt. It's hard to see if someone's offsides or if they're in a neutral zone. What kind of pressure. And the quarterback for TCU hardly ever takes a snap underneath the center. Wyatt.
Rarely.
These guys are so used to taking shotgun snacks. It's when you put your hands underneath the center as a quarterback, Wyatt, every down, I'm telling you, when you get close to the goal line, it is so nerve-wracking. The guard's feet move in to the center's feet. Your center is so fired up, a lot of times their buns are just shaking. I mean, it is like, here we go, baby. Like you're about ready to do a squat or a big lift. And everyone, it's just so hard. You can fumble snaps when you're not used to it. That's what you got to hope. K-State can stop them inside the 10 2 times. Remember the early interception? K-State got an interception. Will TCU even think about going outside or throwing a little pass?
Good question.
Man, that would be gutsy.
Yeah, it would. Sayamalo is up and being helped to the sideline, and slowly.
You got to play for the quarterback sneak up the middle, though. You just got to dare him to try to do something off the outside. And then hope one of your edge guys trips somebody up.
So much on the line in this first overtime, tied at 28.
And the tension will not go away.
No.
No matter what happens, the tension will stay extremely high. That's what's great about college overtimes.
Kevin Marr's crew has been busy today with several, well, and just a good football game, too. But they mark that one inside the 1, and it's 4th and goal.
We're almost 4 hours into Big 12 championship football.
Crazy. Carter Ware, a fullback in the ball game for just the second time. He's a senior, so they go with the I formation set on 4th and a half yard. Duggan under center. There's the snap. The turn and the give is to Kenray Miller. I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. He did not. K-State stops Kenray Miller at the 1. Wow, what a play by this Wildcat defense. And Felix and Udike Uzama comes up hobbling, but K-State gets the stop.
What a goal line stand, Wyatt.
Unbelievable.
Deuce Green back there. Big old Eli Huggins. It wasn't even close. They gave him the football at the 7-yard line when the quarterback took it back. I can't believe they didn't quarterback sneak it. K-State stuffed them and stops them. White when they were at the 10-yard line. First and goal at the 10. I said defense advantage. It is hard to score from the 10-yard line. K-State stops them. Now you got to score. Field goal or TD wins. K-State's ball at the 25.
Here we go. Strap in. Wildcats will send Brooks and Warner wide to the left. And now R.J. Garcia out there to join them. Deuce Vaughn to the right. So an empty backfield here for Kansas State. First down and 10 from the 25 for Will Howard and company. There's the man in motion. This is Deuce. He'll run the ball to the left side. He is at the 20, breaks a tackle, and is down close to the 16-yard line. Heck of a nice run there by the Wildcats. They started Deuce in the slot to the right, brought him in motion to the left, and he got good yardage on first down.
That means it's an unbalanced line. He was off the ball, Wyatt, and that meant all the players were to the left side of the formation. When he went in formation, when he went across, K-State had a big advantage.
K-State with the football now. Second down and a yard. Here is Deuce, and he will go inside the 15 and have a first down near the 14-yard line. Overtime number 1. Cats stop TCU on 4th and about a half yard. And now a chance to win a Big 12 championship right here with a first down at the 14. Back to the line of scrimmage are the Wildcats. That offensive line has done it all year long. Let's see if they can punch it in here. Giddens is in the game. He'll block for Deuce. And Deuce down at about the 13-yard line, getting 1.
Well, this is a time, Wyatt, where you might see Will Howard fake it to Deuce Vaughn and then keep it. Just say, hey, they're going to overreact to Deuce Vaughn. This is the time. Remember the touchdown run when they did that? They've run him just a couple of times, but it's been effective. Do you do it here, or do you have 2 backs in the backfield and just hand it to one of those boys?
2nd and 9 from the 13. Far hash to the left. Here's Will Howard with the keep, and he will take it inside the 10. Well, right at the 10 for sure. Picking up about 3. Good call, Stan. You saw that one coming, buddy. Here we go. 3rd down for the Wildcats. What do you call here on 3rd and 6?
Well, you run it over right tackle.
I think so, too.
So it goes to the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So if you don't get the first down,
You have a straight on
short field goal.
That's right.
So
here comes R.J. Garcia into the ball game for K-State. Cats have played this half without Malik Knowles and Echo Boydo, and they are tied at 28 and trying to win the title. From the far hash, Howard is up under center. He's going to slide into the middle of the field, and K-State's going to try to win it with a field goal coming up right here in overtime.
Yeah, treating it like the pros. He just ran to the middle of the field. That's kind of to the right. And Ty Zentner, with a big old smile on his face, trots out. He's not missed a field goal yet this year as a K-State kicker, and he's going to be trying to win this game from 31 yards.
So 31 yards for Kansas State as they look for a 10th win. We await the snap from Randon Plattner. Out of the hold of Jack Bloomer. Good snap and placement. Kick on the way. It is up. And good! It's good! The Wildcats are champions of the Big 12 in 2022. They stun 12-0 TCU and win it in overtime, 31-28. How about those Wildcats? A third Big 12 championship.
And the only team to win a championship under all three formats. Original divisions, K-State won a championship under that format in 2003. Play full round robin, no championship game. K-State won a championship in 2012. And now in the new full round robin, first and second place play each other in a championship game. K-State wins a championship under that format as well. Only Oklahoma and K-State have done that. Wildcats win in Texas in AT&T Stadium. Ty Zentner blasted through for a 31-yard winning overtime field goal.
Your Wildcats are champions of the Big 12. Go crazy, everybody. We're back with post-game coverage next. This is the K-State Sports Network from Learfield.